Good morning, everyone on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Did you guys catch Tucker Carlson last night? Oh my goodness, Tucker Carlson's show last night was out of this world wild. We're going to talk about that. President Trump announcing his rallies. This is a big day, people. It really is, because like MAGA's back. I mean, you know, Trump's coming back out.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car.
All right, here we go. It is Wednesday morning, people.
In Boca. Give them a call.
Those of you that are new here, this is the most pro-Donald Trump radio show anywhere in America. I promise you that. You'll never find a show more pro-Trump than this one. All right, here we go. Yes. We are live.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE-1.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. That's right, on the radio since 1977. We are live weekday mornings. That's right, from 6 until 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, with overnight rebroadcast 7 nights a week, midnight till 6 a.m. And, of course, you can listen to us on our radio stations, 95.3 on the FM radio dial, 96.9 FM, and, of course, 1470 AM. You can also find us on the iHeart Radio app, searching for us by our radio station call letters WWNN. Well, we got a lot of news from the Trump family yesterday, both from President Trump and from Don Jr. And the first thing we got yesterday, we got some dates and we got some cities for the Trump rallies, which is spectacular. I mean, this is great news. I'm very excited about this. But I am a little confused at the same time, and I have a question for all of you about the two announced Trump rallies. The first one, Cleveland, Ohio, and that is the last Saturday of June in Cleveland, Ohio. The second rally is July 3rd, 4th of July weekend, and I do believe, isn't July... that's a weekend rally. So the second rally is Tampa, Florida, July 3rd. And before Trump does the rallies, he's going to go down to Texas and visit his wall, the Great Wall of Trump on the U.S. southern border. So this is yeah, I know. Isn't it exciting, people? Isn't it exciting? It indeed is exciting. But here's my question. Here is my question to all of you. Hey, you guys, I got to restart this, so I'll be right back. Here is my question to all of you, okay? Why these two cities? Because Cleveland is a liberal city, right? Cleveland's a liberal city, right? Tampa, Florida is a liberal city. These are both Democrat cities. And if you remember the Obama phone lady, everyone in Cleveland's got an Obama phone. That was Cleveland. And in Tampa, that's a Democrat town where the sheriff was arresting the preacher that was having churches during COVID. So why has President Trump picked two Democrat towns to do his rallies in? That's what I can't figure. I'm a little confused about that. If you have any idea why President Trump has chosen two Democrat towns to have his rallies in, I would appreciate that, okay? I would like you to appreciate your analysis on that. So that's number one. And President Trump going to the southern border is a pretty wild thing that he's doing. And I think that'll be exciting to a lot of people too. But why did he pick two Democrat towns for these rallies. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So if you got some ideas on that, 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is the number. That's issue number one. And then also out of the Trump family, we got a huge announcement from Don Jr. And Don Jr. dropped something that I think a lot of you guys out there would be pretty amazed by. And let me tell you what it is, okay? Because this is something we got to talk about too. Don Jr. said yesterday that President Trump is running for re-election in 2024. So I would consider that was Don Jr. yesterday. So I would consider that to be an official announcement from Trump himself, right? If Don Jr. said it, you can take it to the bank. So I do believe that's it. That's like the official announcement that President Trump is running for re-election. Don Jr. said that. But then Don Jr. said something else that is, I'm not sure about, okay? So this is what he said after that. So Don Jr. said that President Trump is running in 2024, but then he added to that. He said, but if he doesn't, he'd be behind Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, to run for the nomination in the presidency in 2024. I don't know why he added that part to it, but that is a confirmation. I know it's a little strange. So your thoughts on that are welcome too. But my thoughts on that would be that is a confirmation that Governor Ron DeSantis is at the top of the VP list of President Trump's. That would be Don Jr. saying that to me is a confirmation that DeSantis is going to be the vice president in 2024. And I know a lot of people tell me, well, that's not the kind of person you pick for a vice president because they're both leaders, top of the ticket guys. This is a much different campaign than anything we've ever seen before. Because we're talking about 2 non-consecutive terms here. So in 2028, President Trump is not going to run again because he'll have completed his second term. It's going to be Ron DeSantis. So typically you would be right to say that you don't want someone that's a leader, that's a top of the ticket guy like Ron DeSantis running as vice president, and someone like Ron DeSantis would not normally accept that. Like if Trump was running for the first time, someone like Ron DeSantis may not go that route. But because Trump's not going to be able to run for a third term, he's going to be the third term, our second MAGA president. So that's confirmation. So got a couple questions here for you. One, why has President Trump picked 2 very liberal Democrat towns, Cleveland, Ohio, and Tampa, Florida, for these rallies? And also, Don Jr. making what I consider to be an official announcement that President Trump is running. Then he goes on to say, but if my dad doesn't run, it'll be Ron DeSantis. Why did he make that addition? Our number, toll-free from anywhere, no matter where you are listening to this program, you can call us toll-free at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. That's K-A-N-E and the number 1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Also, if you're on hold, stand by. I'll go to the phone shortly. I'm going to talk after the break about Tucker Carlson's show last night. Did you guys see the first segment of Tucker Carlson? Oh my goodness. It was I didn't have Tucker on last night. I was watching Newsmax TV, and Steve Kane called me and says, "Do you have Tucker on?" And I said, "No." He says, "Put it on." So I switched from Newsmax to Tucker Carlson, and I caught about 3/4 of the segment, and then I went back and rewatched it this morning. Tucker Carlson had the most amazing segment. I mean, it'll blow your mind. Did last night, but we'll get into that after the first break. I'd also like to hear your thoughts on the Project Veritas video last night that came out with Ivory Hecker, this Fox News reporter out of Houston, Texas. Now, a lot of people are saying that what she had in this first video that came out last night wasn't that much, that it was kind of like old news. She was talking about some things that happened a long time ago. And a lot of people are saying that it was a disappointment because, well, I'll tell you this about the Veritas thing. there was so much hype around the Ivory Hecker story at Project Veritas. Of course people were disappointed. How could you not be? Because the expectations were so very high. Okay? So consider that. But the other thing is this. By the way, there's only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. Project Veritas always releases things in a series over a period of days. And they start slow and they work up to the grand finale. This is what James O'Keefe has done his entire journalistic career. So don't let the first video, don't be disappointed by the first video. This is how Project Veritas always operates. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on that as well. I'm going to take a couple of these calls before the first break, and then I'll get into the Tucker Carlson segment after the first break. All right, first call of this Wednesday morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ron.
What's your name? I couldn't hear you. Speak up.
Ron.
Hey, Ron. What's on your mind?
Hey, yeah, I was talking about Trump going to the Democrat city. I think it's just like poking him in the eye and saying, hey, I can draw a crowd here. And you just want to preach to the choir,
Well, okay, this is but this is a problem, okay? And with going to a Democrat city, he tried to go to Chicago during the campaign back in 2016, and Black Lives Matter was able to shut that down. And Cleveland is a very active Black Lives Matter town, and they're going to be fully mobilized. That's one problem. And when you're in these Democrat towns, and I'm in Florida, so Tampa is a very Democrat town. These, which one, Rich, me or the caller?
Telephone.
Oh, the telephone. Yeah, they're telling me you got to speak up, callers. The other thing is, though, when you're in these Democrat towns, Democrat fire inspectors and things like this, and code enforcement people have a history of harassing Trump at his rallies. Especially in this post-COVID era. So I don't know. I see what you're saying, but it seems a little odd to me.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate the call. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. You're right. These are two Democrat towns, and I'm thinking the same way as, belly of the beast and all that stuff. If he can find some way to draw a crowd in these towns, then that's a big win for him.
Well, yeah. But, the thing is, though, people drive from far away to go to Trump rallies. Sometimes they cross state lines. So I see what you're saying. Well, I don't know. You're not surprised that he picked two Democrat towns for the first rallies?
Yeah, I'm mildly surprised at that, but knowing Trump, he's thinking like I'm thinking. I'm going to go into the belly of the beast and try to draw, 10,000, 20,000 people to these towns, to these cities. So, yeah. And you're right about the whole thing. Now, the last president that served 2 non-consecutive terms was good, and he's the only one that did it, was Grover Cleveland.
Yeah, but no one was alive then that's alive today. This is the first time in the modern era we've dealt with such a great thing.
And look, if it is true, and the thing about not having two candidates on the ticket from the same state is, I don't want to say a misnomer, but because he can do that. And look, if he does do it with Ron DeSantis, we know that Ron DeSantis probably is going to run in 2028.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Here in Florida, Ron DeSantis has a press conference every day, and it's always something. Ron DeSantis signed a bill this week requiring a moment of silence at the beginning of the school day in Florida public schools, which really what Ron DeSantis has done is brought prayer back to the public school system in the state of Florida. And that's just yesterday. Every day he's dealing with one of the big national issues. He's the go-to guy. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He's going to be the second MAGA president.
Yeah, sure. And that's the thing. If you really think about it, that everything Trump does has a strategy about it. and has always had a strategy about it. Now, with him going, I don't know what the strategy is with him going to these two heavy Democrat cities, but there is going to be a strategy about it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be.
Well, one thing is, not only will I never criticize Trump, I never will. I'll never disagree nor criticize with Trump. Not that he's done anything that I would disagree or criticize. I think he's perfect. But he's got enough people criticize. But one thing about President Trump, he always knows what he's doing. And even when people think he's done the wrong thing, it turns out that it's the right thing. You know what I mean? Trump is always right. So picking Cleveland and Tampa, he has his reasons, and I'm sure they're brilliant reasons, like everything else he does.
And look, when Don Jr. said what he said, you almost got to take it to the bank, because of all the people that Trump trusts, why wouldn't he trust his family?
Andrew, $25 super chat, thank you. Yeah. Hey, Mike in Louisiana, take care. Thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our first break of this Wednesday morning. Come back with more of your calls. We'll get into this Tucker Carlson segment last night, which was just an amazing Tucker Carlson opening segment last night. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. We'll be right back after this.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing.
Andrew, $25 super chat. Everyone thank Andrew. There's no such thing as a blue state, Andrew says, only blue cities. You the man, Brian. Well, I'm going to agree with all of what you just said there. You truly fight like hell. You're right. When you look at that county-by-county map, we got a couple of these liberal cities that influence these whole states, and it's pretty disgusting, isn't it? No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Now, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel here, and I am live on the radio Monday through Friday from 6 until 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and we're always streaming live. We take calls live on the air from our radio listeners. You guys that are watching online, you can always call in too. And of course, liberals are welcome. If there's a never Trumper liberal out there, you're always welcome to join the conversation and call. I can't imagine why anybody would be a never Trumper or a liberal. Wesley, $5 super chat. Everyone thank Wesley and Andrew. Good morning, Brian. And Trump we trust, no doubt about it. Trump always knows what's right. There goes the Trump train. Hear the train going by?
It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. Brighton Dental Care.
Here we go. Coming back.
He's just the best.
The Steve Kane Show on radio. Just search for WWN.
Oh, man. Standing with Mike Lindell is very important. That rally that Mike Lindell did over the weekend in Wisconsin with Diamond and Silk and Dinesh D'Souza and Charlie Kirk and, of course, our great President Donald Trump. That's all money out of his own pocket. Mike Lindell is putting the pillow where his mouth is. And, of course, Mike Lindell and MyPillow have been sponsors of ours here on the Steve Kane Show for a number of years. And you all know I wake up every morning with my head on the MyPillow, my body on the MyPillow mattress topper. I sleep with the MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. My dog is sleeping next to the bed in her MyPillow pet bed. We're just a MyPillow family. And you need to stand with Mike Lindell, too. He needs your support. He's been thrown out of dozens of retailers. He's lost millions upon millions of dollars in sales because of these never Trumper liberals. And he has two amazing specials at MyPillow.com that you can take advantage of with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. These are amazing specials. Now, the MyPillow and the MyPillow towel set are both at their lowest price ever, and this is for a limited time, people. Now, the MyPillow pillow, normally that pillow is $69.98. In fact, that's how much my wife paid for mine, because she bought mine before we had our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. The MyPillow Premium Pillow, its lowest price ever, normally $69.98, just $29.98 with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. The MyPillow towels, these are absolutely amazing. This is the lowest price ever on the MyPillow towel set. The regular price for the MyPillow towel set is $109.99. That's the regular price, $109.99. For a limited time, with the promo code KANE at checkout at MyPillow.com, that's K-A-N-E, just $44.98. That's right, for the MyPillow towel set. Stand with Mike Lindell, and of course you're supporting this program as well. $44.98 for the MyPillow towel set. That's an amazing deal. The regular price, $109.99. So that's a huge deal. Lowest price ever. You can also order by phone, 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Make sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. All right, I'm looking at the board here. Every line on the phone board is lit, so we're going to go right to the phones. 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is our number, 888-465-2631. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Harry from New Jersey.
Hey, New Jersey, what's on your mind?
Hey, question for you. Do you think they're going to require vaccines for these rallies in the Democrat area?
No, and I don't know about Ohio because I'm not in Ohio, but I'm in Florida. And the great governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, the greatest governor, can I answer the question? Let me answer the question. He has signed an order making vaccination requirements illegal in the state of Florida. So in Tampa, Florida, no, vaccines will not be required because to even ask is against the law in Florida.
I know in Florida, but I'm saying maybe definitely not Texas.
Well, I don't know what's going on in Ohio. If you're in Ohio and you can let me know what your vaccine passport requirements are in Ohio, I don't know. But I know in Florida, to even ask is illegal.
Yeah. I'll see. We'll see if they do this because they're going to be, if they do it, it's probably because of January 6th.
Well, now in Florida is a Republican state, so we've got no problems in Florida. I don't know about Cleveland, Ohio. But listen, America is completely open again. Even California is open. California was the first to shut down. They're fully open. I was watching some videos on YouTube of people going to Disneyland without a mask on for the first time, and they were jumping for joy like it was VE Day.
Did you see the New York reopening, quote-unquote, Cuomo fireworks last night? I was laughing.
Yeah, I mean, Cuomo, what's he celebrating? How many people are dead because of Cuomo? Cuomo, I mean, and let me tell you this. This is not a joke. This is not a joke, what I'm going to say to you. But excuse me, hold on. Governor Cuomo, if what they say is true about his handling of COVID, in particular in the nursing homes, if what they say is true, he's responsible for the death of more New Yorkers than Bin Laden on 9/11. Think about that. Think about that. Put it in that thought process.
It's really crazy.
Where are you listening to the program on? What platform are you tuned into?
YouTube.
YouTube. All right. Welcome. New Jersey on YouTube. All right. Take care, man. All right. Thanks so much for your call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
This is Linda in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Linda. What's up?
Billy Graham's daughter, Ann, said when we took prayer out of school, that's when we got the guns in schools.
Oh, you're talking about like the mass shootings, Columbine and stuff?
Yes. Well,
I don't think so. I don't think that's. I'm not saying there's no truth to that, but what the gun issue in schools, like Klebold and Harris and those shootings after, that happened. People talk. There's a timeline people use, and they talk about what you're talking about, prayer in public schools, and that's when school shootings. I think something else happened. The 24-hour cable news cycle is when there was an increase in school shootings, because these guys, these monsters do this, and they're made into household names in cable television. I mean, look at Klebold and Harris. Everybody knows the name, like, So I think cable news making celebrities out of these monsters is what the increase is about. For not that I want prayer in the schools. Don't misunderstand me. But what I'm telling you is the cable news cycle, I think, is what did it, making celebrities out of them.
Do you remember schools had corporal punishment in Florida?
Oh my gosh! You know how many times I got paddled? I got one year, and when I went to school in Ohio and Florida, graduated in Florida, but I went to elementary school in Ohio and in Florida. I moved to Florida when I started 5th grade, which is like 81, 82. 1 year I got paddled 11 times. Yeah, I know. I was a big mouth even then, and I remember one time I got 5 whacks with that wooden paddle. 5. Can you, man, the 1 or 2 you can handle, but when you get to that third one, oh man. I felt like Denzel Washington in Glory.
Well,
are you suggesting paddling come back?
No, but of course they were sane times back in when you were getting paddling.
You know, when I didn't like getting paddled, okay, because it hurt like you have no idea how much it hurt, and it was in 2 phases. Sometimes the teachers actually did it. And then later on, sometimes it was like the principal and the deans, the assistant principals would do it, and that's when it got really tough, because the assistant principals and deans were men, and they had stronger right arms than the teachers, you know what I mean? But when I getting paddled didn't prevent me from doing anything. It kind of like, as stupid as this sounds, I thought it kind of made me cool when I'd go back to class and I'd gotten paddled. Like even now, I'm telling you, I got paddled 11 times 1 year. It sounds like I'm bragging, doesn't it?
Was it like caning in Singapore? What did they use?
No, well, in the caning in Singapore, they do that to your back, and it's a bare back. With the paddling, I had one paddle. One guy that was my assistant principal, they were always wooden. He had a paddle with holes in it, and drilled into it, and it would catch wind. It hurt more, and he had burned into it with one of those wood writing pens they used to, like we used to use in Boy Scout, and it said Board of Education on his paddle. Board of Education. Is that funny?
That is funny.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
My day.
I don't think it's a deterrent. Well, what the deterrent is that the teachers and the principals don't run the schools anymore. They're run by the students. Is the point you're making?
Correct.
But I don't know. Corporal punishment. That would people these snowflake. The parents of the kids in school now are snowflake millennials. They get upset. If there's an American flag in the school. How are they going to handle it if their kid gets paddled?
Yeah, we have all these atheist parents who are trying to control things. Incidentally, everyone I know has at least one MyPillow.
Oh yeah, and I actually, because right now this special, the lowest price ever, $29.98 for the MyPillow. My wife and I bought a few extras that we haven't opened for Christmas. We give them away as gifts to people, and they come vacuum packed in the mail. And this is the $29.98. This is I paid over $70 for mine. This $29.98 on the MyPillow is a good deal, and they'll never be this low again.
My brother's going to try the slippers.
Well, I have the MyPillow slippers, and first thing I do when I get home is I put them on. Now the MyPillow slippers you can wear out and about too, but it's you can't. Oh yeah, and I do a little bit, but it's rainy season in Florida, so I don't want to get my MyPillow slippers wet because it's raining every day here in Florida. But those MyPillow my slippers, as soon as I go home, I'm like Mr. Rogers. I put them on, and they are without question the most comfortable slippers you will ever wear. I'm going to bring them on our cruise in January. I'm bringing my MyPillow. My daughter's bringing her MyPillow, and I'm bringing my MyPillow slippers on our cruise in January. I won't sleep without my MyPillow.
Did you know Mrs. Rogers said Mr. Rogers liked to fart in public to shock people?
He would fart? I didn't even know there was a Mrs. Rogers.
Oh, definitely.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a fact. She said he liked to shock people.
You know, when I was a kid, I was never really a Mr. Rogers guy. I liked Captain Kangaroo with Mr. Green Jeans.
Murphy's Mr. Rogers.
That's Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Yeah, that was pretty funny. That's the best, yeah. All right, hey, listen, take care. Thanks for the call. All right, let's take one more call before we break. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Brian?
Yes. Yeah. Good morning.
My name's Deborah Ann Jack, and my husband's Daniel, and my little kitty's name's Snuggles.
Okay.
Calling in to let you know I'm calling from Oceanside, California, and I know it's early in the morning here, like 3:30, so I just wanted to call and let you know that we've been listening to your podcast with your wife, Kathy, and we also listen to your Brian Craig show with
Oh, the best governor.
Yeah, I wish we had Governor Ron DeSantis here in California, and I wish he was in every state, every 50 states, because he's a great governor.
You know, your governor, your governor in California how is he related to Pelosi? What's his relation to Nancy Pelosi?
You know what? He's her nephew, but you know what? I think my sister said he was the son-in-law of Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the nephew or the son-in-law, but I do know this: he's a total low-life scumbag. Here you got the recall coming, and all of a sudden, masks off, California's open. How many people? If I were interviewing Governor Newsom, I have some tough questions. That's why I'll never get the interview. Maybe Caitlyn Jenner, come on. But how many people in California have gone hungry, or their children have gone hungry because Newsom kept them from working?
You know what? I think Los Angeles is pretty bad. They wanted to give them like $1,000 income a month to homeless people. And I know here in Oceanside, they just sweeped over by Oceanside Boulevard, over that way.
What part of California is Oceanside? What area of California is Oceanside?
We're right by Carlsbad, California. Do you know where Carlsbad?
Now, is that northern, central, southern? What part of California?
Okay, it's north of Carlsbad. We're right next to Camp Pendleton.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Gomer Pyle. Yeah, Camp Pendleton.
And the military, my husband said he was out there the other day, and he could see the military going on the 5 freeway. It was a convoy going down because of everything that's taken place in our country. But, there's a lot going on.
Well, I got to tell you, what has happened. Florida, we've been open since the beginning. We never closed down in Florida, okay? Governor DeSantis kept us open every day. We never, and that's not to say some things have not been closed. There were some, like Walt Disney World closed. But other than the theme parks, Florida has been open from day one. The only things that were not open are things that Ron DeSantis did not have personal control over. Like some of these local Democrats closed down the beaches and stupid things like that just because they're, But people in California, New York, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, I don't know. The suffering that people have gone through, when I say people have gone, we have had in this country people going hungry and children going hungry, probably in the highest number since the Great Depression. And I mean, I don't like to think about it, but people weren't working. People didn't have money. And, and it's the scary times. And not one reporter has done any stories on this or anything. And it's god-awful. And at some point, the suffering that people are still going through today, I mean, how have and we're really facing a financial crisis because the moratoriums on rents and things like that are going to be lifted. That means foreclosures are going to be coming back. People have not been paying rent and mortgages for over a year. And that's going to cause an eviction crisis and a foreclosure crisis again, possibly. And we're not through this yet.
Yeah, and what I understand is that Governor Newsom was planning to buy a lot of properties, foreclosure properties.
Oh, shocker! Yeah, another corrupt public official.
They're trying to make it where the mom and pop businesses may own apartment complex and that, but they have to collect rent. But with that money
and property tax, how do you pay your property tax and your insurance, your property insurance?
Yeah, everything here in California, we're very expensive. Everything's getting inflation's gone up 5%.
Well, in Florida, we have a lot of Californians that relocate to Florida because we have better climate. You've got better, Yeah, we're in the tropics here in South Florida, but you've got better visuals. I understand that, but we've got better climate. But a lot of Californians move here because we got beaches and stuff too. And I'll talk to people. And I was talking to a guy at Home Depot. I was buying some paint. He was mixing my paint, and he had worked at Home Depot in California, and he left and came here, and he feels like a wealthy man. He says, the taxes are so low, the gas is so cheap. He says, I'm making less money here than at the Home Depot out there, but I got more money. Hey, listen, I got to run for a break, but thanks so much, California. It's 20 minutes before 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm Brian. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll take our break and be right back after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network, WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, my name is Tom.
Welcome, everyone. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, follow me, and like the video. That helps a lot. Oh, man. See, just the idea that the rallies are coming back has us energized, doesn't it? It sure does. It sure does. Hey, Jeff in Maine. Welcome. Oh, man. Yeah, all the calls we take for you newbies here are screenless. I don't, we have a control room at the radio station, which is on the, I'm at the radio station, but there's a master control room on the other side of the building. And I'm in a studio over here by myself. I got somebody that can answer the calls, but I take the calls screenless on the air. I don't know who's on hold. I don't know what they're going to bring up.
Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Traveling, you need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca.
This is supposed to be our bottom of the hour break, but I took it 10 minutes late. Well, I got to make up the time here in this segment.
Side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located.
Oh, somebody in the chat room on YouTube. You went to the Ford Edison Museum in Fort Myers. I've been to that a couple times. It's pretty cool. I'm going to take a trip over there one weekend and vlog it for my YouTube channel.
The Steve Kane 2022 MAGA Cruise is a go. Leaving January 21st.
Wait, guys, on YouTube, I got to move the camera a little bit.
Port Everglades.
There we go.
Fort Lauderdale. Join Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, for 9 nights cruising the Caribbean. We will stop in Grand Cayman Island, Bonaire, Curacao, and Aruba. Reserve your cabin right now and call Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
Oh, man, yeah, and our Steve Kane 2022 MAGA radio listener cruise, not only is it a go, Ian, our travel agent, and I are making all kinds of plans for our shore excursions in these wonderful destinations. We're looking to have a beach party at one of them, maybe in Grand Cayman Island on the beautiful 7 Mile beach there. I don't know. We're still working on it. We're making all the plans because we're about 6 months out. But join us. Give Ian a call at Cruise and Travel Depot. This is our biggest cruise yet. We have more people booked on this cruise than any of our previous cruises. And our last cruise, that was a big group, and this one's bigger than that. The number for Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot, 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. All right, we'll go back to the phones. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Good morning, caller.
Hi, this is Stephanie from Virginia.
Stephanie in Virginia, what's on your mind?
Well, first I was thinking about, I used to go to school with someone like you. It used to get paddled every day. But I did get paddled once. and it was for humming we just got back from choir, and I was humming Fill My Cup, Lord, and I got paddled by a teacher, and she said, Jesus wouldn't want you to cry, and, that night.
Oh, did you go to a public or a private school?
My mom actually sent me to a Christian school.
I thought so, because they mentioned Jesus, yeah. Well, I promise you, when I got paddled, I didn't get paddled for that. I got paddled for severe things.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't that severe. You were probably just a little troublemaker.
Yeah, I was always causing trouble. It wasn't fun at the time, believe me. I did think it made me cool, but it hurt like the dickens, man.
Yeah, and some kids, probably did need a little direction, but I just want to add before I go that Virginia was stolen as well.
Yeah, Virginia. Well, I'll tell you, in Virginia, Virginia is really lost to Republicans. And the reason Virginia is lost to Republicans because all the liberal Democrats that work in the government live in Northern Virginia. And, it's like somebody in the chat room on YouTube said earlier, there are no blue states, only blue cities. And that's pretty much the truth, even for the state of New York and huge parts of California, And you look at that county by county map, and it's almost all red. There's a little bit of blue here and there. And you've got these liberal bureaucrats in D.C. that live in Northern Virginia. And that's it. I mean, they got Terry McAuliffe running again. So Virginia is kind of lost to us a little bit. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. Kamala Harris, oh boy, I tell you, probably the most unqualified person ever. Being vice president is kind of like a nothing job typically. It's something you really, people didn't think you could screw it up. It's where public officials go to retire, the vice presidency. And Kamala Harris really has made history. And it's not about being the first lady. She's the most incompetent vice president we've ever had. And to be incompetent at a job that has no responsibilities is a very difficult thing to do. And she talked yesterday about a small business program. She said we must reimagine our economy. What does that mean, Kamala? So this is what she says. I'm not going to play the audio because I don't want to hear the cackling. She says, President Joe Biden and I knew that more than repair, we must reimagine our economy, Harris said during an event at the White House. Small businesses, of course, are at the center of this reimagining. Well, what's the reimagining? From capitalism to communism? What is she talking about? How do you reimagine? When Kamala Harris says we need to reimagine the economy, what does that mean? A lot of people on the left will tell you that the Republican Party is the party of big business. And that is actually not the case. The Republican Party is the party of small business. And the Democrat Party is the party of big business. And you have these big businesses that buy the Democrats, right? They buy the Democrats, and the donors use their influence to shut out and shut down small businesses. So it's amazing to me. There's a guy I watch on YouTube. He's not political. His name's Justin Scard, and he travels around America and makes YouTube videos about it. And he was in Orange County, California, yesterday at this antique district, and everything's reopening there. And I was looking at all these small businesses, and I'm thinking, my goodness, how did these people survive? How did they survive? When she says reimagine small businesses, to me that means shut them down. Shut them down. Because the corporate donors of the big business don't want them around. It's like the days when you had small independent video stores, and then Blockbuster came along. Before that, the malls came along and shut down all the small retail clothing stores and shoe stores and things like this. So when Kamala Harris says we've got to reimagine business, those are very scary words. Very scary words. Let's take a call. Then we got to get caught up on the break because I took the bottom of the hour break 10 minutes late. Don't tell anyone. I'll get in trouble. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, it's Mike and Buckham.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
Tampa Bay. That's just say Brown County. That's
yeah.
My favorite rallies of all time.
Trump had a rally in Tampa before? I don't remember that. It wasn't in Orlando. It was in Tampa?
No, I'm comparing liberal town, Broward County, at the BB&T Center.
Oh, the last Trump rally I went to was in Democrat Broward County. Yeah, were you there too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had two of them at BB&T.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
He's trying, and plus, I was just over there. I was just over there over the weekend for my birthday. We went to Bradenton, which is right next door, and that is 100% Trump country. I don't think those people ever wore a mask, even in the beginning. I mean, everyone is Trump. It's Trump all around there except Tampa.
Yeah.
He's going to be getting a lot of people from Sarasota, Fort Myers. People would be coming across.
Well, why Cleveland? Because now his first rally is going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. Why Cleveland is where the Obama phone lady was.
Like the caller said a couple callers ago, they said, the bank in Louisiana, he's got something cooking, and he did get 20. I don't know Cleveland, Ohio. You're from Ohio, but he's trying. If he got 26% of the black vote, it needs to go high. He needs to get higher. He needs to get people who are on the fence, who have not voted, and they're just pissed off about what's going on.
Yeah, another thing about these rallies, I didn't see any details on these rallies, and if anybody has, are these going to be airport rallies where he flies in and does them at the airport hangar, or are they going to be in actual big arenas, big venues?
The only thing I don't get based on the lightning.
Well, during the pandemic, President Trump did a rally. I want to say it was in Tulsa. Was that the one he did? Was the one? Yeah. And it was sabotaged by there was a liberal guy who was the manager in charge of the venue, and he set it up where people couldn't get in, and his sabotage resulted in a lot of empty seats. And the media, of course, ran with that, so it's important for every seat to be filled at these Trump rallies and to have a full crowd and not to have things sabotaged. And I'm thinking these, I could be wrong because we haven't gotten details. I'm thinking these are going to be airport rallies where he flies in at the hangar.
All right, whatever. If it's in Tampa on a Saturday, I will be there.
Are you going to drive to Tampa?
Yeah.
How long does it take you to drive to Tampa?
It will probably take between 3.5 to 4 hours.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I mean, that's think about that. Who drives that far to see a former president, a one-term? You think George Bush, Ronald Reagan, G.W. Clinton, you think they've had people drive 8 hours round trip to see them? I don't think so.
No.
No.
If you can go to Orlando for a hamburger, you can go to Tampa for a rally.
Oh, because I went to White Castle in Orlando. People think I'm crazy. I drove 400 miles for a White Castle hamburger a couple weeks back. Yeah, I know. That's pretty crazy, but it was worth it. It was pretty good. I got really nervous. Because I'm like, if this tastes the same as the microwave ones they sell at the grocery store, it was a lot of driving for nothing.
I've had White Castle before. It's definitely actually no, I haven't.
Well, listen, I got to run. I got to get back on my break schedule, all right? Listen, I got to take a quick break, all right? You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. We'll be right back.
This is Dr. Mitchell Matez of the Biostation West Delray. Have you tried to affect...
Welcome. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and like the video. That helps a lot, guys.
At the Biostation West Delray, we offer all of the latest treatment modalities, including growth factor and peptide therapies to help promote weight loss, muscle recovery, support cognitive function, improve libido, and more. If you want to get to the root cause of the problem, our medical team can do the job. Call the Biostation West Delray at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority.
Yeah, those of you that are new, this is the most pro-Donald Trump radio show you'll find anywhere in the world. I'll put this show up against any other MAGA show.
While remaining in your home, as we will
I know a lot of people may make that claim, but it's true here. And those of you that are longtime listeners, I think you agree.
Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, guys, now, my apologies. This segment is going to be a short segment because I took the bottom of the hour break 10 minutes late to try to get some calls in because we had so many people holding on. I didn't want to have them hang over, so I got to get back on the break schedule during this segment or we are going to have a traffic jam of commercials for the rest of the show. So this will be a short segment, and my apologies. Listen to this. This wokeness that's going on is getting way out of hand. Woke Massachusetts public schools tell students and staff to inform on each other for telling rude jokes, referring to COVID as the China virus, and microaggressions. I'm not sure let's see if they give any examples of microaggressions. Okay, here's some examples of microaggressions that students are being told to report, saying that the principal is crazy, mispronouncing names, and teachers scheduling tests on cultural holidays. Well, hey, listen, Monday was President Trump's birthday. That's a holiday to me. Can they not schedule anything then, or what? Yeah, this is crazy. The district introduced a policy on responding to incidents of bias or discrimination. Yes, with a document for those to anonymously report one another. Report one another in secret. This is what the Nazis used to do. Well, they were socialists too, right? A series of slides designed to explain the policy were obtained by Parents Defending Education, a nonprofit that fights against indoctrination in American classrooms and activist-driven agendas in school. Here it is. Listen to this. Take these 7 steps. 1. Focus on safety first. Attend to targeted individuals. 2. Get the facts and investigate if necessary. This is what they're telling students to do. Investigate. 3. Denounce and address. Say things like, here's something I heard. What do others think of that? I don't agree. Actually, that's not true. Oh my goodness. 4. Involve everyone in finding solutions. Report an incident to the principal ASAP. And the Office of DE&I. What is that? If necessary, fill in a bias-based incident report. Inform all students, parents before the end of the school day. 5. Support targets. 6. Enforce consequences for perpetrators. 7. Work towards unity. Avoid spotlighting anyone. Do not say, are you a racist? Why did you say that? How do you think blank feels? Oh my goodness. This is really scary stuff. You know, what they're doing, there has been, in the last year since COVID, there has been such a reconditioning of children in this country like we've never seen. You know, when I was in elementary school, it was the 70s. And, you know, in 76, we had the bicentennial. So there was a wave of American patriotism going on. So we learned all about, you know, America and patriotism and stuff like that. Now it's all wokeness. And they've spent the last year and a half teaching young people to do what you're told by the government and never question it, which is against the founding principles of America. And now, no right to privacy. Somebody says something you overhear, you're to report them to the authorities? These are for school children. This will translate to them in the adult workplace. You know, there's a big problem in the corporate world with these snowflake millennials with all their wokeness. They spend half the day in human resources complaining about everyone. It's been a very difficult, this is a very difficult time we're in right now, and one of the most transformative in our society in the modern era since color television. And yeah, I know, the children are being indoctrinated in the public school system into an America that we are not familiar with. And God help us with their skinny pant millennial. You know, I was at Target yesterday. Picking up picking up some prescriptions, and I walked by and they had, you know what they were selling? Manscaping kits. Who the hell manscaping? Could you guys out there, would any of you buy something that's called manscaping? What the hell is manscaping, by the way? Yeah, that's men today. That's the age of our fathers. I don't know. I don't even know how they become fathers if they spend so much time manscaping. Oh my goodness. I know. But you know what? Manscaping. I know women, that's part of being a woman, right? Like Brazilian waxes and stuff like that. And I get that. But men? I wouldn't want that on my cart. I'd be embarrassed. I would rather go to the store and buy tampons and maxi pads than the manscaping kit. And anyone that's married, that's when you really become a man. The first time you have to go to the store and buy tampons or maxi pads and you're buying nothing else at night. When your wife sends you out, then you're a man. That's when you become a man. That's right. You think Prince William goes out and buys those things for Meghan? I doubt it. Now, this is a great MAGA day. Great MAGA day. We got some great announcements from President Trump I've been talking about. I'm going to take a break here for the top of the hour, get back on our break schedule. And in the second hour, I want to hear from you guys on a couple things. One, I want to hear your thoughts on the Project Veritas release last night from the Fox reporter out of Houston, Ivory Hector. And then I also want to get into this. The first segment of Tucker Carlson about the Capitol breach was absolutely amazing. Amazing. And I just got a message from my wife. My wife sent me something that she says I got to play and listen to. So I'm going to check. It involves Marjorie Taylor Greene. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm going to play it during the break. And if my wife sent it to me, I'm sure it's good, and I'll share it with you guys on the air when we get back. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the most pro-Donald Trump radio show on the radio dial anywhere on the planet Earth, and also the longest-running radio show in the state of Florida, the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening to us from. We'll take our break and be back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network, WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, let's see what my wife sent me here.
When it comes to auto repair, you want a garage that you can trust. Someone that will only do work on your car when your car needs work. Introducing Champagne Automotive in Boca Raton, the latest sponsor of the Steve Kane Radio Show.
The China virus, you
Called in on the
suggest
radio and tell us about his experience with
there's
Champagne Automotive.
no evidence of any of that, and we're also in the middle of a spate of attacks against Asian Americans.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not going to turn this into something else. This is a virus that killed all kinds of people. It has nothing to do with anyone's race or ethnicity. It has nothing to do with any of that. So no, not at all. Yes.
Let's be real clear about something. I'm very disturbed that you would even ask that kind of question. Chinese Americans are not necessarily members of the Chinese Communist Party.
Oh, this is good stuff. Yeah, I'm going to play this. I don't have the soundbite queued up in my computer, so I'm going to just play it over my iPad and put the iPad up to the microphone here. What is it? Microphone 3.
Now, this is our new sponsor. We have wanted for a long time to have an auto repair shop. When it comes to auto repair, that is the most difficult category for us to find as an advertiser, because most are like this guy you were dealing with the other day over in Tamarack.
They hate Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's my favorite. You guys, when I'm off the air, not when I'm on, you got to go watch the Marjorie Taylor Greene workout video. I cannot. This woman is in such good shape. I couldn't believe it. She's lifting weights, doing all. She's built. I mean, she spends a lot of time in the gym.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel,
All right, we're coming back. Welcome, everyone that's new. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. If you could like the video, that would be totally awesome. And share the video with all of your friends on all of your platforms. Here we go.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And now, here's Steve.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. There's only one opening on the board at 1-888-COCAINE-1. If you're on hold, stand by. I'll go to the phones in a moment. My wife sent me some audio of a press conference yesterday with the great Marjorie Taylor Greene, my favorite member of Congress, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and some other Republicans. And I've only listened to the beginning of it. I'm going to play it for you live here on the air. But I want to say this about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Shame on that turncoat snake, Kevin McCarthy. He's a never-Trumper, pretends to be MAGA. They made Marjorie Taylor Greene apologize. She said nothing anti-Semitic. They somehow arranged for her to go to the Holocaust Museum. Where's Ilhan Omar's visit to the Holocaust Museum? Where's her apology to the Jews? But anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'm just going to put this my iPad up to the microphone here. Let me play this for you. This is a great press conference. All the other Republicans, I don't know who all these guys are by name, but Marjorie Taylor Greene's the star attraction here.
The China virus, you suggest that it's a bioweapon. There's no evidence of any of that, and we're also in the middle of a spate of attacks against Asian Americans. Aren't you just feeding that pretty irresponsibly?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you're not going to turn this into something else. This is a virus that killed all kinds of people. It has nothing to do with anyone's race or ethnicity. It has nothing to do with any of that. So no, not at all. Yes.
I love her. She's awesome.
Let's be real clear about something. I'm very disturbed that you would even ask that kind of question. Chinese Americans are not necessarily members of the Chinese Communist Party. Understand that the Communist Chinese Party rejects virtually every provision in what is known as our Bill of Rights. Recognize that the Chinese Communist Party does not believe in the kind of republic that we believe in. And for you to associate the Communist Chinese Party with Chinese Americans, as you have done, I would submit is egregious and wrong. But with respect to bioweapons, Marjorie Taylor Greene asked a really good question. Now, I serve on the House Armed Services Committee and on the Science, Space, and Technology Committee. Ask yourself, America, this question. When we talk about gain of function, let's be a little bit more specific about what we're talking about here. We're talking about a dangerous virus being changed so that it is much more communicable, meaning people are much more likely to get it, and or it becomes much more deadly. Now, why would any country do that with a virus to make it more contagious and make it more deadly, if not for militarization purposes? And if you look at the Communist Chinese Party's background and its relationship with the military, it leads you but to one logical conclusion.
Wow. Well, tides are turning. See, don't you like, we have some Republicans, and I'm very accustomed to this because most Republicans are like Kevin McCarthy. They're always apologizing, going along with the Democrats. Isn't it nice to have Republicans that stand up and fight, especially against the media? And this is the Trump effect. You know, there's a lot of MAGA Republicans out there. They're just not the normal pundits you see all over television. And we've got a lot of great MAGA Republicans that have learned how to deal with Democrats and the media through the example of President Trump. That is awesome stuff. All right, let's go back to our phones. There's only one opening on the board at 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, Richie. Richie the bus driver.
The reason I called you back, yes, I know I should one call, but I was going to say they had a segment on TV showing Jill Biden preparing for that G7.
I know. I was talking to Steve about that yesterday, and she did it in a very showboat way. Jill Biden, she was sitting at the desk for the President of the United States with the President's jacket on the chair. She couldn't control herself. She had to let everybody know she's running the show.
Well, she is. I agreed with you thing I want to say is, you're talking about war. There's a war on white people. How can we have moral authority internationally if the president and the Attorney General of the United States has condemned 60% of the population of this country as white supremacists? And I also must say this: there already is a war going on, which I didn't know about, but the press never reports it. I'm sure you know about it. Buckhead, the neighborhood of Buckhead, Georgia. You know about that, right?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I know. Talking about what was the first thing you mentioned? I forgot. Not Joe Biden. After that, after Joe Biden, you mentioned something else. I already forgot. See, I'm 50. I'm losing my mind. What was the second thing you mentioned? Yeah, you talked about Joe Biden. Then you mentioned something else, which I wanted to comment on, and then you moved into the Buckhead thing. I forgot what it was you mentioned.
60%. There's a war on.
Oh yeah. Yesterday, the man that Obama wanted to put on the Supreme Court, Garland. Oh my goodness, he said that the Capitol breach was a domestic terrorist event. This is, and then he went on the biggest, and I've been telling you guys since that breach happened that the Democrats are on a move to declare MAGA a hate group and outlaw it. And Tucker Carlson did a beautiful segment on this in the first segment of his show last night. If you guys missed Tucker Carlson, go back and catch that first segment. I've got goosebumps.
You know that it was infiltrated by the FBI, and they actually caused some of it.
Well, what he was saying is there's some organization, we've known for some time that the Proud Boys was, the leader of the Proud Boys was an FBI informant that they picked up a couple of days before the Capitol event, and I think they picked him up so he didn't take part in it to protect him from committing that level of crime. But there's three groups, and Tucker Carlson went through them all last night that were involved in the breach. Many believe involved in the organization planning and the actual event itself, and they've all been infiltrated by the FBI. And he had a guest on who wrote a very extensive article about this in that Revolver News, and I read the article last night, and he brought up something that I did not know. Now, maybe you guys knew this, but I didn't. There was a kidnapping plot against Governor Whitmer of Michigan a number of months ago. There were 14 people involved in it that were arrested. Of the 14, 5 of them were either FBI agents or FBI informants. That's frightening. That's frightening.
That's called a setup.
Well, that's what we want to find out. That's what we want to find out. Why do you think the Republicans and the Democrats they don't want an open investigation into this?
This was not a breach. This was a riot on. I don't want to go through that, but I mean, because I don't want.
It's part of the movement to bring down President Trump.
And I love President Trump, and I tell you the truth. I know if he has a rally on a weekend, I know that you're gonna.
Yeah.
You will go. I'm sure of it. But anyway, Brian, thank you.
All right. Take care. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Good morning, caller. Hey, if you're on hold, by the way, listen on your phone, not on the radio or computer or whatever you're listening to us on. All right, caller, you there? Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yes, you called me. I heard the hello. All right. Weak attempt at trolling. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, caller. What's your name? Oh, boy. We got the phone problem again, Rich. And it's not my little... Go ahead. No. Now, let me put you on hold, caller. Oh, great. Just what we love. What's what we love? I thought we were going to have a technical problem-free day. You're on the radio. Good morning. Good morning, caller. Oh, great. Full board of calls, and I can't take one damn call. Isn't that lovely? All right, listen. I'm going to take our first break of the hour about 2 minutes early so I can take a look and try to get it fixed. Oh, my goodness. There's one opening on the board. We will get it fixed. Don't worry. One opening on the board at 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified
Yeah, I did.
roofing and general
That's what happened
contractors
yesterday.
focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building
That's it.
restoration.
Off. It hasn't gotten fixed yet. It was going to replace the pot. They haven't replaced it yet. Yeah, I know. Got a full board of calls. Can't take any of them. This is getting really annoying. It was out yesterday for half an hour during the show. I just got it working, so I forgot about it. Let's try again. Okay, you should hear the dial tone. No dial tone. There it goes. Got it. That pot's got to be replaced on the board. It's just got to be replaced. It's got to be replaced.
It's here, the hot weather. It's in the mid-90s.
Yeah, that's what they told me. They're just going to redo the whole board.
Actual temperature is the
But that's the one that needs done first.
That means your air
We got the phones fixed.
harder and harder driving up your
The pot on the board, they're going to replace the whole board, and they haven't done it yet. And there's a short in it, so I just am flicking it with my fingers.
Hey, Brian. Well, we do it with the radiant barrier insulation and
It's live radio, people. This is what happens. But this studio, it cracks me up. This studio used to be used by a Caribbean radio station, a Haitian station, we call them, in my Haitian station, where they played all reggae music and everything. And I was telling the station manager, when they open up this board, I don't know what they're going to find in there. They might find all kinds of, you know what the Rastafarians do all day, right? We'll find out.
It's a very difficult job to go up in an attic, pull out all the old ducts, come in
Oh, man.
and put in all new ducts, extra additional ducts to make my system work better.
Welcome everyone who's new. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, follow me, like the video, share the video.
How much time it takes to do everything. And let me tell you, I was very impressed, and my attic looks like a space.
No, our engineer is rebuilding my whole board. He just hasn't gotten to it yet.
It was insulated and leaking.
That one. Why were you calling? Yeah, I guess I didn't answer this one here.
Which
Yeah.
is, what we use now in the industry. But let me tell you, what I paid for the entire package should have cost
My pronouns.
to remove
My preferred pronouns.
the old ductwork and
He,
install
him.
the ductwork, and I got everything for.
Is that okay for you? That's my preferred. What are your preferred pronouns?
brings that radiant barrier into your attic. It pays for itself because what it does, it cools off your ceiling, cools off your attic, keeps that hot floor.
What kind of world are we in?
100 degrees in your attic.
Where those kind of
Off your air
questions are
conditioning
asked.
ducts, which means your air conditioner works less
Good.
to
It's
keep
fixed.
your house
Awesome.
cool and comfortable for you, which means you have lower electrical bills. It works. Listen, guys, give Scott at Cut My Kilowatts a call. His number's listed at stevekaneshow.com, as is his website if you miss it. His number, which rings directly to him, 954-939.
70% of Republicans support gay rights.
1500. That's Scott from Cut My Kilowatts.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All right. We got the phones working during the break. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hello?
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hi. My name is Kaylin. I'm calling from Seattle, Washington.
Hey, Seattle. What platform are you listening to us on?
Well, I just called in, and I was listening to your live feed on TikTok.
Oh, you're on TikTok. Well, yeah, this is my first day streaming on TikTok.
How's that going for you?
Well, I'm talking to you, so it's going good.
Oh, fabulous.
So what's on your mind?
Well, I was just, living in a very liberal kind of area of town, and
Oh, yeah.
just, how it goes, and I was just kind of taking a look around, and I noticed, you've got some of the Trump kind of support going on, and so I figured I'd tune in.
Well, I'm in MAGA country. I'm in Ron DeSantis' free Florida. And I feel sorry. Where did you say you're calling from again?
Seattle.
Oh my goodness, Seattle. Well, I'm drinking Starbucks coffee, though, so I guess we're kind of connected through the Starbucks. I feel so sorry for you guys in Seattle and Portland. It's like you're prisoners. It's like you are prisoners behind enemy lines.
Well, we're doing our best to hold strong. Am I right?
Well, I wear, I got my MAGA hat on now. I wear my MAGA hat everywhere I go here in Florida, right? What would happen if I walked around I have a T-shirt on that says 0% liberal. If I walked around Seattle, where you are at, with my MAGA hat on, what would happen to me? What would these snowflake millennial tolerant liberals, what would their reaction be?
Well, no one would hurt you, but they would probably look at you like you're an idiot.
Well, I don't know. They were pretty violent down there in the Chaz and all of that.
Not really, actually. I mean, I live in that part of town, and the liberals were not actually the ones that were being violent. So I'm pretty sure you'd be able to walk.
Really? Who was liberal? Who was the violent? Who were the violent ones?
The violent people would be the insurrectionists.
Oh, you're one of the liberals in Seattle. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're not like MAGA? You don't like Trump?
Oh, absolutely not. He's a rapist.
Oh, he's a racist or a rapist?
Both, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm so glad you called. Give me an example. This is awesome. Welcome. Our first caller from TikTok. Give me an example of President Trump doing something that's racist.
Are you joking, or do you actually want me to point out some examples?
No, I'm not joking. I want to hear an example.
Great. Okay, well, he did actually mention a couple of times online about people coming from shithole countries.
No, you can't. We're on the We're on the radio, so you can't. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm on the radio. I know you're a liberal. You cannot use profanity on the radio. So I gotta let you go. Oh, that is too bad. That is too bad. Because I would love to have talked to her. What she said was his reference to S-hole countries, okay? That's not racist, by the way. And when the delay builds back up, I'll take some more calls. That's not racist. That's talking about other countries, okay? And so that's not a racist thing. But I'll tell you this. The people that come here, they believe that their country is an S-hole. That's why they're leaving it. Nothing would get me to leave America for more than a vacation. Like we take our listener cruises, Nothing would get me to move to another country because I think, I just don't think, I know America is the greatest country anywhere. People that abandon their countries abandon it because it's an S-hole. But that's not racist. But those of you that are new to the program, racist involves ethnicity, things like that, not a nation, right? Like you liberals hate America. Does that make you a racist? No, it makes you one American. You hate America. That's not America. It's not a race. It's a nation. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But those of you that are new to the program, that are listening to us online or watching us on YouTube or TikTok or somewhere else, we broadcast on many radio stations, AM and FM, and you have to use PG language on the radio. Profanity is not permitted. All right, our delay is built back up, so I'll go back to the phones. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead. Once. Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Connor.
Yeah, Connor, where are you calling from?
I'm actually calling from Kansas, southeast Kansas.
All right, what's up?
So, first off, first-time listener, just caught you on TikTok.
Welcome.
I'm not a lefty by any means.
Oh, here comes a but.
I noticed your chat had a little bit of a problem.
Well, that's okay. That's how liberals are. What's on your mind, though? Let's not talk about the chat. What's on your mind?
The reason I called because I wanted to get your opinion and your take on something that I found that doesn't get shared around a lot because it gets taken down.
No, I'm not interested in that. That seems kind of boring to talk about on the radio. But appreciate the call. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You know, after listening to Tucker last night, man, we're in big trouble.
Listening to who? Oh, Tucker Carlson last night. Oh, yeah.
My God. I mean, the FBI coming in and informants and trying to make this Capitol breach happen. This Christopher Wray needs to go to jail. I can't believe that they could do something like this and get away with it. You know, when Trump gets back in power, he's not going to be able to accomplish enough in 4 years. I think we need him. Congress has to let him go for more than 4 years. I can't see how this country is going to be safe.
Well, the Tucker Carlson's opening segment was one of the most frightening segments that I've ever seen, and one of the best. I mean, when he did have a breaking story when he exposed Kevin McCarthy living with Frank Luntz, the liberal pollster, at his house in D.C. that a couple weeks ago. I mean, Tucker Carlson is the place to go for breaking news, especially that first segment. And he's a true newsman, and he's an editorialist. He always has been, but he is a real newsman. And that first segment last night of Tucker Carlson was amazing. I'm going to play a clip of it in a little bit.
Please do, because everybody needs to wake up, and I can't believe everybody knows this stuff, and nobody says anything. It's just quiet, and everybody doesn't get up in arms, and you hear about it all, and all the.
Well, I know. Well, we don't want to use such examples. Oh my goodness, the callers are in a weird mood today. Good morning. You're on the radio. Good morning. All right, we'll go over here. Good morning, you're on the radio. Once. Twice. All right. Yes, you're on the air.
We need to know who serious thing.
Well, there was Tucker, a couple of nights ago, Tucker Carlson had a family member of Ashley Babbitt's on, and the police officer has not been identified that shot Ashley Babbitt, but which is unusual because when there's incidents like with George Floyd or something, the cops are immediately identified and these other shootings. But Tucker Carlson had a segment a couple nights ago with a family member on, and they were hinting to the fact that it was the same Capitol Police officer that had recently left his firearm in the bathroom. He went to the men's room and left it there unattended and left his gun in the men's room, which would show you somebody that doesn't have a lot of respect when it comes to firearms.
It almost looked like that he was waiting for her to come through that window and he fired.
Well, the thing about the Ashley Babbitt, okay, the John Sullivan from Black Lives Matter, who was dressed in the MAGA gear, who, by the way, he was working for the media. They paid him $30-some thousand, and the feds have picked him up and taken the money back. So he's the one who filmed the shooting. And out of that, I'm more interested in him than the identity of the police officer, because John Sullivan was the one who filmed the Ashley Babbitt shooting. He was in the front of the group, and he was egging them on to move forward through the Capitol as it went on. And his involvement and his role, well, there were people breaking in. I mean, so that I don't know, so that. But I'm more interested in John Sullivan and the people that he was working with that were. He was kind of, John Sullivan, if you watch that video of him, if you listen to him, it's hard to watch because I don't want to watch it anymore because I don't want to see Ashley Babbitt again. It's hard to watch. But if you listen to John Sullivan, he's like herding people through. You know what I mean? He's yeah. And that's what has me interested.
The chaos. And thing is, I want to know, when is Kamala Harris the actual border? I just want to know when. She cannot answer the question. I just want to know.
Well, Kamala, this is the thing about Kamala Harris, okay? Jill Biden hates her because in the first debate, she humiliated Joe. She exposed him as being a racist segregationist who opposed the integration of public schools and was an active he tried, and after after desegregation began, he spent his first years in Congress trying to stop integration from taking place through his opposition to busing. And Jill Biden has not forgotten about that. And I believe Jill Biden got Joe to make her the border czar to show how incompetent she is.
But is she going to make it down there before Trump does? Evidently, Trump is going to make it down there before, you know.
Well, Trump's first rally is, I believe, June 26th in Texas, or in Cleveland. And before the rally, before the first rally, he's going to go to Texas and go to his wall, the Great Wall of Trump with Governor Abbott. And no, I don't think Kamala will go before then. You know, the main reason Kamala will not go to the wall is because people are telling her she's got to go, and she's not going to do what people tell her she's got to do.
So stubborn.
It's an ego.
Person.
Yeah. No, it's pathetic. Yeah. And she doesn't want to go for a photo op, because if she goes down there for a photo op, all of a sudden the problems are hers.
Oh, they'll say go back where you came from. We don't need you now.
No, if she goes down there, the problem becomes hers. See? The moment she goes down there, she's responsible for it.
Right, and she's waited too long now.
Mm-hmm.
Way too long.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. Those of you that are on hold, stand by. There's only one opening on our board. We've had very busy phones today. Only one opening at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. Let's take that break, all right? And we'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere.
You've heard Steve Kane talk about the great work and the incredible prices at Dr. Gupta's Brighton Dental. Richie the bus driver called Steve Kane on the air and told him about his experience at Brighton Dental.
Good morning. I have to talk about Brighton Dental because...
Welcome, everyone who is new. If you're new here, because I know a lot of you are new, we're broadcasting live on the radio. That's why we got to have the language restrictions. You can't use profanity on the radio. We're on AM and FM radio stations. And we're live on the radio from 6 until 9 a.m. Weekday mornings, live, taking calls from our radio listeners. And you guys listening and watching online are also welcome to call. Hey, Dion, good morning. Indigenous, well, I'm indigenous to America. I was born in the United States. I'm an indigenous person. Aren't you guys indigenous? Yeah.
It feels like permanent. I have no pain. I can eat anything I want now. And
no, I ain't. That's a double negative. Two negatives make a positive. That means yes, I am.
Okay? In New York City, he knew I was in New York. The phone rings. Who do you think's on the line? Dr. Gupta. Right. He wants to see if everything is going okay. And if I'm
Oops.
pain, the guy is unbelievably wonderful. I mean, thank you so much. I've been able to eat. I wouldn't have been able to go. I would have looked like a pumpkin.
Oh, man. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
You Steve Kane listeners, you have one, Dr. Gupta, and he's over there at Brighton Dental. He takes really good care of you. He's very conscientious. He's, dentistry is an art when you're stopping to think about it.
Press 1 if you love Trump. Press 2 if you don't. 1 if you love Trump, like I do. Like if I was going to press something, I'd press 1. 1 if you love Trump, 2 if you don't.
I don't like dentists. This guy is this top shelf. And I'm going
I love Trump.
to get it permanently.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't have any pain. I can eat anything I want. Incredible.
Who pressed 2? Why would someone not love President Trump? He's the greatest ever.
954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to
Welcome everyone on TikTok.
at the Siegel Law Group. Veterans and
You're all welcome to call in. I started streaming today on TikTok.
you are not aware of, including long-term care benefits. Call attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group and find out what benefits are available to you. With offices in Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale. Call
Wow, we're halfway through the show already. More than halfway through the show.
FLA 37821 855 FLA 3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All righty, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Every line on our board is lit, so let's go to our busy phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sam. I'm calling from New York.
Sam in New York. How you doing? What's on your mind?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. The Trump rallies are restarting. I'm all excited.
That's amazing, dude. I got two things just to ask you about.
Oh boy, here we go.
You know that Marjorie Taylor Greene is your favorite congresswoman, right?
She's my favorite congressperson, period, male or female. Yeah. Here's the setup.
So we already know this whole. Up until recently, before her apology, she stated she tried to equivocate the Holocaust to what's happening now. Do you agree with that?
Well, that's not what she did. Tell me what she said, and then we'll talk.
So,
because I know what she said. No, don't go also. Let's talk about this Holocaust Marjorie Taylor Greene discussion, because she did not compare the coronavirus pandemic to the Holocaust. That's not what she did at all. Tell me what she said.
She compared to the rules and regulations proposed by the CDC and other people higher up to the Holocaust.
No, she didn't do that either. No. What she said was, now this was a couple weeks ago when vaccination passports were being discussed. Those have kind of evaporated now. But a few weeks ago, vaccine passports were being discussed. And she said vaccine passports were similar to the Jewish Star of David that Jews were required to wear in Nazi Germany. Do you know what she meant by that?
I'll tell you what she said.
No, that's what she said. Do you know what she meant by that? Because I'm going to tell you.
Here, I'm gonna tell you what she said. She was comparing COVID-19 safety requirements adopted by Democrats, the majority of Democrats. She compared it to, quote unquote, a time in history where people were told to wear a gold star.
That's correct. Yes. No. She didn't talk about the gas chambers. This is what she. Excuse me. This is what she was talking about. Are you capable of having a discussion? Because I'd love to have a discussion with you. I'd love to talk to liberal New Yorkers. I'm in Florida. We got a lot of liberal New Yorkers down here, unfortunately, but that have fled the lockdowns of New York. I hope now that New York's open, they'll go back home with their Democrat voter registration cards. But here's the thing, okay? The original purpose that the Nazis put on the segregation they had with the Stars of David before the concentration camp began, okay, before the rounding up and exterminations began, what they did with that is you couldn't take part in commerce. If you were a Jew, you couldn't go to a business and buy something. You couldn't go to a store and buy food. You couldn't go to work. You couldn't have a job. And what she said is the vaccine passport that was being discussed at the time was similar to that they were telling you couldn't travel, you couldn't take part in commerce, you couldn't work without it. That's the similarity she made, and I think that's legitimate. She wasn't talking about exterminating people. She was talking about limiting people's freedom to take part in commerce and work with the passport.
Okay, I understand what you're
So
saying.
now that you know what she really said, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm reading what she...
Oh, well, I heard what she said. Okay, so we're not going to agree on that because you want to believe that she's an anti-Semite, which she's not. But
I never said that. I never said she was a bad person.
She's a great person, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I love her.
All right. Well, I mean, do you agree? Okay, I have a second question about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Do you believe that Congress people should harass other Congress people?
Well, I don't know what that means. You'd have to give me a specific example.
There was a video about 2 to 3 weeks released of her and a couple of her associates or whomever. She went up to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's room and she was sort of giving a little bit of verbal remarks. She was somewhat.
That actually was before she was in Congress. That video you're talking about, she was not in Congress then. That was prior to being in Congress.
That's even worse. Do you think a regular person should just go up to AOC's room and just, call her names or harass her?
In America, sure. I think that if you... the first president I saw in person was President Bush 41. He flew into town, and I went to an event where, when he got off the plane and he got in a limo, and there was a guy next to me who, as President Bush, this was President Bush 41, the father, he came by in the limo, and he was waving at us, looking right at us, and the guy next to me held out his hand and put the middle finger right up in his face. Yeah, in America, we have freedom of speech, and if you want to give your middle finger to the President of the United States or to a member of Congress, absolutely, that you're able to do that, yes.
Okay.
I mean, Tlaib, Tlaib, the Congresswoman Tlaib, she was disruptive at a Trump rally before she was in Congress and was removed. And also, Congress has a rule that they don't have any types of punishment for members of Congress for behavior they took part in prior to being in Congress, by the way. But Tlaib got very nasty towards President Trump when he was running in 2016 and was removed from a rally using profanities.
Okay, sure. I might have.
What is your beef with? Let me ask you a question here. What's your beef with Republicans, with MAGA? Why don't you there's all these little issues about Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's not the real issue. You just don't like Republicans. You like corrupt governors like Democrats. What's your beef with Trump?
I'm not a Democrat by any.
What's your beef with Trump and the MAGA movement?
I don't necessarily have any beef with Trump. People thought he won, but
yeah. What is it? Well, you never liked, but you liked him. You disliked him before that. So what is it about President Trump that you don't support?
I think there's an equal chance that one of them might lose.
I don't understand that question. You got to be specific. Give me a specific. No, I don't know. I'm not going to answer that question because it makes no sense. No, I don't know. President Trump, what is your problem? What is your problem? Excuse me. I've answered all of the questions you've brought up. Okay. What is your problem with excuse me. What is your problem with he hung up. He hung up. My question was going to be, well, I'm not going to tell you what my question was going to be because I might ask somebody else. You're on the radio. Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Hey, Andrea.
Boy, that last caller was interesting.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because, like most liberals...
No, I did not hang up. He hung up. I did not hang up. I did not hang up.
What is contact from what is CNN propaganda. So Marjorie Taylor Greene did say the vaccine passports were very similar to Germany. That's what she did say. And for Kevin McCarthy to punish her and make her go to the Holocaust Museum is just one more reason why he needs...
Well, there's nothing wrong with going to the Holocaust Museum. I've been there, and it's very emotional, and everybody should go there at least once. I'm going to sneeze in a minute, guys, so I apologize. I'm trying to hold back the sneeze till the break. But Kevin McCarthy, the Judas of Mar-a-Lago, this fake MAGA, never Trumper, where's Ilhan Omar's visit to the Holocaust Museum? Where is her apology to the Jews? Marjorie Taylor Greene she made a mistake apologizing. She was intimidated by McCarthy. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I love you, but never apologize. They take your apology as a confession of your guilt. A lot of times people apologize, like I apologize to people because I'm a gentleman. Doesn't mean I think I did anything wrong, but I'm a gentleman, so I'll apologize. You apologize to someone because you're a gentleman or a gentle lady, and they take it as a confession, and then they go on to convict you, use your confession to convict you. Never apologize to these people.
Well, you don't have to worry about that with me because I have no intention of it.
Well, no, but Marjorie Taylor Greene did. I mean, here you've got Omar comparing Israel to Hamas, which is a terrorist organization. Where's her apology? Where's her visit to the Holocaust Museum?
Brian, she's comparing America to Hamas. Right? And correct. Where's her correction? She should be removed from every committee. Actually, she should be removed, period.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kamala Harris and her reimagining of small business.
Yeah.
Well, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, the Democratic Party, they're communists now. They're communists. So of course she wants to reimagine small business. What do you think the rising cost of inflation is doing? And I live in a Democratic state.
Oh, and don't forget being shut down for a year and a half. You know, she doesn't even, she's never worked for a private business. She's worked for the government her whole life, just like Biden. And, you know, what do you know? Maybe you know the answer to this. You may get it wrong, but that doesn't, if I were talking to Kamala about that issue, what I would ask her is this. I have other questions to ask her, but if I were talking about that issue, she says we got to reimagine small business. I would ask her what the number one thing that every small business owner does every week. What's their biggest concern, their biggest obstacle, what they do first before they do anything else. Do you know what that is? Every small business.
That they do first.
What comes first for every small business owner?
Is I would say that they would go over their finances so that they could pay their.
Boom, you got it. Yes, make payroll. Make payroll. And a small business owner doesn't make 10 cents until they make payroll. They're the last person to get paid. And I asked you that question, and you weren't expecting the question. You came up with it right away because you're a MAGA Republican and lives in the real world. Kamala Harris would be provide goods and services to the, I don't know, something out of some economics textbook. I don't know. But she certainly wouldn't understand that.
But if you look at the inflation that's going on right now, right, what is getting hit the most? It's the restaurant industry. Now, I live in Pennsylvania, and I live in a very small liberal town that has essentially these restaurateurs, which have built this little town, have been absolutely crushed by these lockdowns.
Well, you know, and I'll tell you, because I know about small businesses, because, you know, our advertisers are, for the most part, small businesses of varying sizes and industries. And, you know, when you talk about restaurants, inflation causes food prices to go up. And restaurants are really in a spot because they've been hurting for the last year and a half because of everything, right? They're opened up, and now there's competition, and they got to make a choice. Do we raise our prices, or do we keep them low and maybe lose money and try to make it up in volume by keeping our customers coming in? You know, and even to raise prices is difficult because they got to print up new menus, which costs money. Inflation is hurting the inflation prices of food, which is making bacon a luxury like filet mignon these days. Is difficult for restaurants. It's a very difficult thing.
But Brian, it's even beyond that, right? Because even now, if they raise their prices due to the cost of food, the restaurants where I live, they're trying to get people to come back to work. They won't come back to work because of government assistance. And if they do come back to work, they've almost had...
Well, let me tell you guys that are sitting back getting your bonus on unemployment, I'm seeing help wanted signs everywhere. You better go get a job now, because when the benefits stop, those wanted signs are going to get taken down in about 20 minutes, because everyone's going to try to get a job at once. If you go and get a job right now, you're going to get paid more. You're going to get hired at a higher rate, an hourly rate or a salary, than you ever will from this point forward. This is the time to go on a job hunt right now, as you are in the power position to the employer, which is a very rare thing. I don't care if it's Burger King and McDonald's. They're paying more than you will ever get paid getting hired now. You wait a couple months, you're going to be really regretting it. You're going to get hired for less money because there's going to be too many people looking for work.
Think about that there, Brian. Now, you've just had people barely surviving a pandemic. Now they have to raise their wages.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Eventually, this is what's going to happen. And this is, in my opinion, all done by design.
Yes.
White House.
Well, listen, Andrea, I got to run for our last break, but I appreciate the call. It is 48 minutes after 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Steve will be joining us in the next hour. There's only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. We'll take our last break of this hour and be back with your calls after this.
Attention seniors, Debbie from I Will Advisors is launched.
Everyone who's new, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, like the video, share the video.
Make sure your prescriptions are filled. They'll review your doctor's bills to make sure they are correct.
Well, thank you, Melissa Garcia on YouTube. Thank you.
The care you need, I Will Advocates, they'll do that too. They'll handle your Medicare and Medicaid applications, and that's just the beginning. They do a lot more too. Give Debbie and her team at I Will Advocates a call right now. 954-345-1214. 954-345.
No, I know. I've worked through the whole pandemic. I know.
IWillAdvocates.com. Never worry about your health care ever again. Let I Will Advocates handle everything for you. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear.
No, Andrea's calls are always good. She brings up good topics.
Can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my
I just got a haircut last week. I had to adjust my MAGA hat size because my head was smaller when I got all that haircut off.
957-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, we are back. If you're on hold, stand by. There is only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. And those of you on hold, make sure that when you're on hold, you are listening on your phone because we are on a delay. And the delay can be as long as 2 or 3 minutes long, depending on what device you're listening to us on, okay? So make sure you listen on your phone so when I go to you, you'll hear me live. Mike Lindell, the great Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, who financed his own Trump rally in Wisconsin this last weekend, had the president there. I mean, he's really laying it out on the line. He is, between Frank's speech, his rallies, his lawsuits, everything else that he's doing. He's been shut out of dozens of retailers. This year alone, he's lost over, it's tens of millions of dollars. We're only halfway through the year. He's lost tens of millions of dollars by being shut out by these woke lefties in these big box stores. And MyPillow has been an advertiser here on the Steve Kane Show for a number of years, and you all know that my house is basically a MyPillow house, right? I sleep on the MyPillow. I sleep on the MyPillow mattress topper. I sleep with the MyPillow sheets. I have a MyPillow bathrobe, MyPillow slippers, MyPillow pet bed. I got it all. And Mike Lindell, and this is just for a limited time, there are 2 items that have the lowest price ever at MyPillow.com when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. Okay? The MyPillow. In fact, I ordered a few extras of these because the price is so low and this is limited. And my wife and I give MyPillows away as gifts for birthdays and Christmases to people. They make great gifts. The premium MyPillow, the regular price is $69.98. That's how much mine cost because I bought mine before they were an advertiser here on the Steve Kane Show. We didn't have our promo code KANE yet. The regular price for the premium MyPillow, $69.98. With the promo code KANE, right now, just $29.98. Lowest price ever. The MyPillow towels, they come in, let's see here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different colors. The MyPillow towel set, the regular price, $109.99. With the promo code KANE, just $44.98. That's the lowest price ever. MyPillow towels, just $44.98. And all the other specials you see there, you can take advantage of too with the promo code KANE. But there's $44.98 special price on the towels, lowest price ever. $29.98 for the MyPillow, lowest price ever on the MyPillow. These prices are for a limited time with the promo code KANE at checkout at MyPillow.com. Kane. Stand with Mike Lindell and his fight to support President Trump. And you're also supporting the Steve Kane Show as well. You can order by phone, 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Make sure to use the promo code KANE, Kane. All right, every line on the board is blinking, so let's go. I've lost track of who called in first, who called in last, and in the middle, and everything else. So I'm going to be taking them randomly. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Noah, California.
Oh, Noah in California. Up early in Are you up early or still up from the night in California?
I'm still up from the night. I'm 8 shift.
Oh, okay. What's on your mind?
I live in a place that's very liberal. You know, it's 86.6% liberal, I believe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. Must be a dump. Most places that liberals run are run down high crime dumps. Are you in a high crime dump?
Right on the outskirts of one. You know, I kind of worked my way out of there.
Yeah. Are you MAGA?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. There's a few. I guess my main annoyance that I wanted to bring up was how people always call Trump racist, but when it comes to Biden has done more racist things than Trump, if you think about it. Like, for example, how Biden was supported by David Duke, you know, the leader of the...
Well, I don't know about David Duke with Biden, but I do know this. Biden's support of the crime bill back in the 90s, right? And Kamala Harris, when she was Attorney General in California, Biden and Kamala combined have put more black people in prison than any other two people alive ever in the history of America. They're responsible for more black people being put in incarceration than any other two people in American history. I mean, think about that. I mean, she was putting people in jail when their kids skipped school. She was putting the parents in jail. Putting people in jail. She was putting people in jail to do time for small amounts of marijuana, and then she goes on the Breakfast Club Black Talk radio show saying that she smoked weed when she was younger, and she was putting people in jail, doing some serious time for that.
It's very hypocritical if you think about it. You know, all that mass incarceration, it goes straight back to Reagan. You know, fuck Reagan.
Oh, there we go. Yes, I know. I was waiting for it, but see, we're on a delay. And I beat you to it every time. Okay, we've had 3 liberal callers in this hour, and I love talking to liberals. 2 of them have used profanities that you can't use on the radio. And, yeah, I know. And the other one, well, he just gave up and hung up. So let me allow the delay to build back up, and then we'll get back to our phones. Oh, my goodness. You know, basically, liberals cannot discuss because when it comes to a logical discussion, they lose each and every time. But let me tell you something. This radio show is unlike any other radio show in America, right? We're the most pro-Donald Trump radio show anywhere, the Steve Kane Show. There's no question of that. But we take calls screenless from anyone, regardless of their political affiliation. We love to talk to liberals. We love to talk to MAGA conservatives. We'll talk to never Trumpers. We'll talk to any of you, regardless of your political affiliation. And you'll find that most liberals that call this program end up like that. Because what are they going to say? Now, I know what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you, we were talking with Andrea about restaurants. My favorite restaurant, and I know you guys too, is Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings Plus in Coral Springs has the best wings you've had anywhere. They've been a sponsor here on the Steve Kane Show for over a decade. I've been eating there for about 15 years. And they became a sponsor, I'll just tell you. I've been eating at Wings Plus, the Sample Road location in Coral Springs for many, many years. And our old studio, not where we're at now, but our old studio is down the street from there. And I told Steve, I said, Steve, you got to stop in the Wings Plus. You got to have the wings over there. They have the best wings anywhere. You'll love them. And he's a conservative, pro-police guy over there. You got to go in. And we get off the air at 9, and they don't open up, for a couple hours after we would get off the air. So we were never around when they opened up. And then one day Steve had a meeting. He went over to Wings Plus for his meeting and had wings. And he had one basket of wings. The next day we were doing spots for Wings Plus, the Coral Springs location off of Sample Road. That's how good they are. Steve loves the lemon pepper wings. And I'll tell you, I've always been partial to the medium hot wings. They're very, very good. And I was over there. We had an event on President Trump's inauguration day. It was our Bye Bye Obama bash, Obama's last day. And I ordered my medium hot wings. Steve ordered the lemon pepper wings. And I said, hey, Steve, can I try one of your lemon pepper wings? I ate the whole basket, okay? And I ate my basket, too. I ate both of our baskets and had to order another one for Steve. They have many different flavors. Everything is homemade right there at Wings Plus. And they don't just have wings, which are the best anywhere. They have overstuffed boar's head sandwiches, fresh soups and homemade soups, fresh and homemade chili. Everything homemade right there at Wings Plus. Wings Plus is located in Coral Springs, about a mile west of University, on the south side of Sample Road. And when you stop in, tell Brian, he's the owner, that you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. All right, 2 hours down, 1 to go. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. If you're on hold, stand by. We have a full board of calls. We'll take our break. Steve Kane will be joining us, and we'll get back to your calls after this. Don't go anywhere.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
I checked the temperature this morning before I left. The high today is going to be almost 90 degrees here in South Florida. The hot weather, it's already here, and it's only going to get hotter. On the line from Cut My Kilowatts, we have Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. He's going to tell you how he can save you big money on your electric bill. Hey guys, tell me why you love Trump. Why do you love Trump? Tell me in the chat room. Explain to people what radiant barrier is. We have known Scott from Cut My Kilowatts for well over a decade. He's with us every summer here on the Steve Kane Show. In the heat of the summer, the attic, how hot does an attic get during the summer, Scott?
It can get, depending on what kind of roof it has, with a shingle or tile, shingle being the hottest, 140, 150, even 160 degrees.
Yeah, and what that does is that 150, 160 degree heat in your attic makes your ceiling hot, and of course your air conditioning ducts are in your ceiling. It heats them up, and it makes your air conditioner work longer, harder, causing your electric bill. America first, yeah, that's nice. Cool. So Scott has the radiant barrier. So tell people what radiant barrier is and how it works.
Radiant barrier is like a big aluminum foil tarp that goes on the underside of the roof deck below the trusses, so there's an air gap so it doesn't damage the roof. And it basically just turns the heat wave that comes down off the roof around and pushes it back up out the roof. So it makes your roof function like a white shingle reflective roof. You know, you see those white roofs on people's houses. They put them on because it cuts their electric bill 25-30%. Same thing with radiant barrier. You put it in on the underside of your roof deck. You know, it's like $1 a square foot. Special if you spend 1,000 square feet or more, you get an additional $500 off. So I mean, it's very reasonable. It's very affordable. This time of year, you know, you're getting it for half price, plus you're getting additional money on it. We also do traditional insulation, and we do ductwork. So we can do like the complete job in your attic, whatever you need up in your attic. Insulation, ductwork, you know, radiant barrier. We can do the whole package.
Now listen,
we do that for a lot of people.
It's getting hot today. It's going to be about 88, 89 degrees here in South Florida. We're not in the hottest heat of the summer yet. We will be soon. And because of that, Scott, he's offering I guess so, yeah. It doesn't make a noise when it rings. It's muted, yeah.
Now it's not quite as
Oh.
hot. They can get the work done faster.
Yeah, it's ringing.
Time in the attic. I'm going to give you Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. I'm going to give you his website and his number. If you miss this, it's listed at SteveKaneShow.com. First, you can give Scott a call at 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. Online, CutMyKilowatts.com. And again, listed at SteveKaneShow.com. Scott will save you money on your electric bill this and every summer. All right, Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, have a great day. We will talk later in the week.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens.
All right, we're coming back. This is our third and final hour. If you're new here, make sure you like the video, subscribe, follow.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE-1. And now, here.
All right, third and final hour has begun. My name is Brian Craig. Steve Kane is with us. Hey, Steve.
Hello, how are you this morning?
All right, all right. We've been hearing from some lefties today, and yeah.
It's great when you get a new audience, because basically not our regular audience. We added, what's the name?
Oh, well, I'm streaming on TikTok today for the first time, and I'm always on YouTube, but I'm on TikTok. But there's a problem with our liberal callers. They have a very limited vocabulary. They're big on the F word.
Right into the swing of it yet. When they get more comfortable, they won't feel the need to duck out. See, that's what that is. It's like
surrender. It's a surrender.
Exactly right. I was going to say they all have like a white flag in their back pocket. When the going gets tough,
the tough get going.
Pull out. Then you apply the screws as you do so brilliantly.
Oh yes.
As you've been taught.
Oh yes, yes. Joyce Kaufman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Seeing how long they last.
Not very. Now you called me last night. I was watching Newsmax TV, and Stitchfeld, and you called me. You said you have Tucker on. You got to turn on Tucker. So I switched over to Tucker, and I wish you wouldn't have called me because it was so upsetting and depressing and scary all at the same time. I didn't sleep as well as I would have liked because I had a lot on my mind. But I wanted to play a clip from Tucker last night before we go back to the phones because I want people to hear this. Tucker's first segment last night, you can watch it online on the Fox News YouTube channel. You really need to catch the first segment. He was talking about the Capitol breach. The rest of the show seemed mediocre, not because it wasn't great, I'm sure it was, but what he did in the first segment was wow. It was like it was a tough act to follow. It's like coming up. It's like the act that had to come up on Ed Sullivan after the Beatles. You know what I mean? It was tough. But let me play this. This is Tucker Carlson last night in his first segment.
But because of January 6th, says the chief law enforcement officer in the United States of America, and many other members of the cabinet, we must now use law enforcement and military force to arrest, imprison, and otherwise crush anyone who leads opposition to Joe Biden's government. That's their position. They say that out loud. They did today. So what is this exactly? Well, it's a big change in the way the United States government assesses and then treats its own citizens. We are living through the transformation of a formerly democratic republic into something else. We're looking at growing authoritarianism. That's not an overstatement. Vladimir Putin knows authoritarian systems very well, and he sees clearly what is happening in this country. Watch this.
Did you order Alexei Navalny's assassination?
Of course not. We don't have this kind of habit of assassinating anybody. That's one. Number two is, I want to ask you, did you order the assassination of the woman who walked into the Congress and who was shot and killed by a policeman?
That's Putin. Now that's, by the way, Putin is talking about Ashley Babbitt, which this guy knows everything. He's like Trump Putin.
Of the woman who walked into the Congress and who was shot and killed by a policeman. Do you know that 450 individuals were arrested after entering the Congress, and they didn't go there to steal a laptop. They came with political demands.
Okay, so yeah, we just played tape of Vladimir Putin. Now, under normal circumstances, we would never play tape of a foreign adversary criticizing our government. But honestly, those are fair questions. Who did shoot Ashley Babbitt, and why don't we know? Are anonymous federal agents now allowed to kill unarmed women who protest the regime? That's okay now? No, it's not okay. It'll never be okay. And why are all those January 6th protesters still in prison on trespassing charges, as so many Biden voters who torched federal buildings walking free? What's the answer to that question? If all of that was going on in Russia, we would rightly call it scary. We would call Putin a dictator. In fact, we do call him a dictator.
Wow, and that was just the beginning, but that's, Putin asked a very good question there. And, Merrick Garland, the guy that Obama wanted to put on the Supreme Court, he's the Attorney General now, he talked about the biggest threat is white supremacists, and the White House yesterday said that the Capitol breach was a domestic terrorist act. And Merrick Garland was asked in a congressional hearing a couple months back about, why are the Antifa and Black Lives Matter that have attacked these federal courthouses, why are they not being treated like the Capitol breach people are being treated? And he says, well, they attacked the federal courthouses at night when the courts were closed, so they didn't disrupt government business, so it's not the same thing. I mean, isn't that crazy what's going on here? So we're kind of like, according to Tucker Carlson, we're in a period like the Soviet Union purges of Stalin, is what Tucker Carlson made it sound like last night to me. What about you, Steve? What do you think?
I don't want to think about it. I mean, it's just
denial. You want to live in denial. You want to live in the Matrix.
Well,
I know.
We've been talking about this for a long time between you and I. Hold on one second.
Who's calling you? Don't they know you're on the radio? Steve Kane Show's been on the air for...
Yeah, my daughter.
Oh, she's in another time zone, so she doesn't know. Probably wants money if it's your daughter.
Where was I?
We were talking about you want to live in denial about that segment. You want to block it out. I don't blame you.
You do a lot of that too.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to survive,
Very scary, but that's the long and the short of it, surviving, and I'm just not sure that I used to really feel the United States was infallible. I'm not feeling that way anymore, and I fear for the survival of the country. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, I thought when this stuff first started, this was kind of like the 60s during the Vietnam War protest era. But it's different because the radicals are now in the positions of power in the government. Back then, in the 60s, the radicals were not in positions of power in the government. And we're in uncharted territory.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Listen, there's only one opening on the board. I'll give out the number. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. No matter where you're listening to us, you can call in toll free. 1-888-465-2631. Also, I mentioned this in the first hour, but I want to bring this up again. We got some big announcements from President Trump and the Trump family yesterday. And I want to go through those real quick before we go back to the phones. 3 major Trump events were announced, okay? 2 rallies were announced. The first one is going to be in Cleveland, Ohio at the end of June. And then July 3rd, there's going to be a Trump rally in Tampa, Florida. These are going to be massive Trump rallies. And before his rallies, he's going to Texas to visit his wall, the Great Wall of Trump, with Governor Abbott at the southern border. And, we don't know. It looks like he'll get to the southern border before Kamala gets there. So those are some huge announcements. And I've already gotten calls from people this morning who are already making plans to go to Tampa July 3rd for that Trump rally. And then we got some information out of Don Jr. yesterday. Don Jr. said 2 things. One, he said his father is definitely running in 2024. He said that yesterday. So I'll take that as an official announcement from Trump, because that's Don Jr., right? I mean, he's close to his dad. But then he said something after. He said, but if he doesn't run, it'll be Ron DeSantis. So I don't know why he said that, but I'll take that as a confirmation that DeSantis is going to be the vice president with Trump. But so we got a lot of new information from the Trump family yesterday. All right, let's go to the phones. We'll take a call or two before we take our first break of this hour. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yeah, go ahead. You're on the air. What's your name? You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Who would that be?
Vladimir Putin.
What credence did we give to Putin?
When you played him talking about who shot at...
Uh-huh. Well, he asked the question, who shot her?
Answer? A Capitol...
Well, we don't know that. The person that shot her, people assume is a Capitol Police officer, but they've not been identified. We do not know for sure.
You're giving credence to a conspiracy put out in advertising.
Well, a conspiracy. Was Ashley Babbitt not shot?
Ashley Babbitt was 100%.
Okay, then what conspiracy does he have?
Yeah, I think the problem is you, sir. We're giving you credibility.
Yeah, there you go.
Perhaps you might be right on that.
You're right, Steve.
I'm confused.
Obviously.
Let's try to help you. Go ahead.
Most liberals are.
Go ahead.
Now he's pretending to have phone problems, Steve. He's trying to get out of this. Now all of a sudden, hello, can you hear me?
Move too easy. What?
Fake phone problems, Steve. I still got him on. He's just pretending that he can't talk or hear. Speak up, caller. Speak up.
I want you to ask me your question.
You okay?
The question was, why are we giving you credibility, not why we're giving
Putin credibility.
What does that mean? Giving me credibility?
Good.
I'm confused about that.
You're on a show that asks the tough questions, and you're getting grilled and not doing.
Maybe you. I'll ask you a question that's unrelated. Let's see if you can handle new information and output a good answer. What's your problem with making America great again?
I have nothing with the problem with making.
Oh, so you support President Trump then?
No.
Well, that's what his. There's a conflict there. That's what he wants to do.
What do you mean there's a conflict there?
Well, his whole platform is making America great again.
America great again. It's probably a different opinion, a different thing about what I think making America.
Oh, okay. What is your version of making America great again? So you snowflakes never have to go to work again, and what is your version of making America great again?
Have to personally attack them. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Explain to you what making America great again means to you.
That seems hypocritical.
Okay. Tell us, describe how you make America great again in your image.
How do I make America great again?
Well, you say you want to make it great again, so tell us how you would do it.
I'm not a politician. How would I?
How would you like it to be made? You don't have an answer. See, I'll help you. I'll buy you some time. I support President Trump's mission. Shut down the southern border, stop uncontrolled immigration, have fair trade agreements with countries around the world, have a strong military and American dominance both militarily and economically around the world, and low taxes. All right, how do you make America great again?
You talk about the military being American dominance. Aren't we the largest military in the world?
No, China is.
No, they aren't.
Yeah, they have the largest army on the planet.
Okay, so in a conflict between China and the United States, who's going to win?
That's hard to say. They're a nuclear power. We're a nuclear power. If nukes are used, nobody wins, right? So you can't tell us how you want to make America great again. I thought you wanted to make America great again, and you keep changing the subject.
Okay, so to make America great again,
yeah,
you want to close so first, your first point was to close the southern border, right?
Yeah, what would you do? Open it up?
No, not at all.
What would you do?
I would have actual immigration policies that allow.
Yeah, we do have immigration laws. First Lady Melania Trump used the immigration laws to become a naturalized American citizen.
There doesn't be a wall. There's plenty of ways you can have people come.
Oh, you shouldn't have a wall? Do you live in a house, an apartment? Do you live with mommy and daddy? What do you live in? What kind of home, apartment, condo, what?
I own my own house.
You own your own house. Let me ask you, does your house have locks on the doors?
What? My house and a country are two totally...
Well, no, so you have locks on your doors. Well, why do you have locks on your doors? There are people that are homeless and hungry. Why can't people just come in and use your toilet and eat your food and watch your TV?
But you're conflating an issue.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No. It's your house. It's your property. Now, there's a legal process for people to come into your house. They can knock on the door and you can invite them in, but they just can't walk in. And that's what's happening at the southern border under Biden. People just walk right in.
I'm not saying under Biden. You asked me what I wanted to do to make America great.
And you still haven't told us. Because you really don't want to make America... Making America great again to you is never having to work again and sit back and play games and play PlayStation 5 or whatever on Twitch all day.
It's in my mouth now.
Well, then tell us how, if you could make America great again in your image, tell us what that means. Give us some examples. We've been trying for 5 minutes. You don't even know. You can't think of one.
No, you're right. I can't. I'm not as
articulate. All right,
Oh, he said he's not articulate, Steve. Okay, I give him that.
We'll agree on that. Let's go another route here and see what we can come up with. Are you watching any of what's going on with Putin and Russia and the summit that we're having here? Are you watching bits and pieces on television?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, good. There we go. So how would you evaluate, as you compare Putin to Biden?
Yeah.
Give me a quick capsule rundown of comparing the two.
Putin and Biden.
Putin and Biden.
Yeah, I don't think Biden is great on the national stage. I think Putin's much stronger.
Good. I appreciate the answer. Well, where is he doing good? Biden.
Good question, Steve. The question was, where is Biden doing good, is what Steve asked you. Where is he doing good?
Biden's doing great, yeah.
Where?
Just give me some examples of great moments that you've seen since the last...
Yeah.
With the filming of...
Yeah.
All this.
Oh, his phone just went dead, Steve. He just hung up. He gave up. He hung up. You weren't even giving him the treatment yet. You were being nice. You didn't even go hard on him.
Tiptoeing through the...
You were holding me back. You were you were giving me signals to... Oh my goodness.
New audience, so they're trying to get the feel of things. They don't want to get creamed, like Biden's gotten creamed.
Yes.
It started.
I want to know really wanted to hear on what stage Biden is doing well. What stage? If you're on a stage where you're to present incoherent incompetence, maybe on that stage he's doing extremely well. We got a break, Steve.
One thing to make jokes about it, but it's not funny.
No.
It is scary. I mean, this man, Biden, he represents us. He represents our hopes.
Dreams.
And Jesus.
Now I know. Listen, we got a break, Steve. We're really late. It's 22 minutes after 8 o'clock in the morning. Yep.
Outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Oh, man.
WWNN.
All righty. 26 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Oh, man. I tell you. Oh, I know. Well, the TikTok. I started, for those that are wondering what's going on with some of the new callers, I'm live streaming today for the first time on TikTok. And I just started using TikTok the other day. And I don't know, we're hearing from some new people today on the phones, which is good. And those of you that are new to the program, this radio show is unlike any other radio show anywhere. We take calls from anyone's political background, liberal, conservative, MAGA, never Trumper. You're all welcome to share your thoughts and opinions. The only thing we ask is that you don't use profanity, because we're on the radio. And you can't use those 7 words on the radio. But other than that, we want to hear from all of you, regardless of your background. And this is something a lot of radio shows claim to do, but they don't. Okay? But we do it. And you want to go back to the phone, Steve? We've got a full board.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning, caller.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Angela from Kentucky.
Kentucky. Hey, Kentucky.
Hi, so I'm calling from bed today. I'm actually bedridden from the hospital a few days ago. It's getting pretty lonely. Figured I'd call in and I just need to hear your thoughts about things. I hear that talked about a lot in the news, because you wouldn't believe the health care bill.
What is your injury? Why are you in bed? What happened?
I was in a car accident.
Oh no! What happened? Tell me.
I prefer not to go into detail.
Oh, what kind of car were you in?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Come on, that's no big secret. You were in a Honda?
I was in a Honda.
Okay.
You were in a Honda, and what kind of vehicle hit you?
It was a pickup truck.
And what part of the car did they hit, and were you the driver or the passenger?
Passenger.
And whose fault?
I just wanted to talk about healthcare.
I know. It's you know, and I'm trying to talk to you about your car accident. You know, and this is the thing. You are probably badly injured and bedridden in this car accident because of liberals, and you probably don't even realize it.
To the bottom of it.
No, I'm going to tell you exactly how. Well, the Democrats have for many years put terrible restrictions on the manufacturers of automobiles in regards to emission standards. They've said that cars must meet certain emission standards. Do you know what the auto manufacturers have done to meet the emission standards imposed upon them by Democrats?
No, I don't know a lot about cars.
No. What they've done is they've lightened the vehicles. And they used to, you know, like in the olden days, they used to make cars out of strong steel. Now, huge chunks of the cars are made out of plastic. And to meet the emission standards, they lighten the vehicles. To lighten the vehicles, you have to make them less safe.
Green crap.
Yeah, all that green crap, that fake global warming. So there's a good chance, it's very possible, that you are injured because of Democrats forcing car manufacturers to make cars less safe and give you less protection when you're in an accident.
Oh, I mean, I figured I was just injured because the driver was drunk, but like maybe that had.
Yeah, it sounds like you're drunk.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe you're just on pain medication.
Don't be sorry.
No, not on.
Yeah. Well, the driver of the other vehicle being intoxicated is a contributing factor, but cars are less safe because Democrats have made them so. And people are killed and injured in car accidents every day because of it.
A little bit, I'd be curious as to what medications you're on.
Something strong, it sounds like.
No, I just wanted to know your thoughts.
Oh, universal health care? Universal health care, we're opposed to that.
Okay, I was just trying to.
Would you like to know why? Would you like to know why?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, you may have heard stories. Sometimes you'll hear a story that some very wealthy person in another country, sometimes a world leader, has a cancer diagnosis, or they have a heart problem and they need treatment and surgery. And you'll hear they'll fly to America for treatment. You've heard stories like this? Sometimes even kings. I remember the king of Jordan, you know, the Shah of Iran. You know, you hear stories of foreign leaders and wealthy people coming to America to get treatment. Do you know why is that?
Maybe some good doctors live here. I imagine that.
Well, they have doctors everywhere, but we have the best doctors in America. Why do we have the best doctors?
Do we have the best doctors?
Yeah, we have the best doctors in America, excluding Dr. Fauci, okay? But we have the best doctors in America. Why do we have the best doctors in America? Why are the best doctors not in Guatemala? Why are they in America?
Hold on, I'm Googling what country has the best doctors.
Well, I'm telling you, we've got the best doctors here. I don't have to Google. I live life. I know. We have the best doctors in America because the best doctors want to make the most money, and they make the most money. We have a private healthcare system here. That's why people in other countries come to America for treatment, because we have the best healthcare system in the world. You don't hear stories of people flying to Cuba, right, for the best medical treatment. They fly to America. You with us, or are you still Googling?
Sorry, I was reading.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a response?
Yeah, no, that would make sense that privatized healthcare would mean that.
Well, we don't have a fully privatized healthcare. For people that are poor, there's a Medicaid system for people that are poor. For people that are elderly, we have a Medicare system that take care of the elderly.
Oh, so like Obamacare?
No, not Obamacare. No. Medicare and Medicaid is pre-Obama. No, Obamacare was a disaster. Obamacare destroyed the private health insurance industry. Oh, she's Googling still. All right, appreciate the call.
Oh, give us a call again.
Yes, from the fictitious car accident.
It's a little bit easier each time you call.
Oh, man.
Don't be discouraged. You did pretty good for
What's confusing the liberals that are calling in today is the logical discussion that they're getting from the right. They have all these stereotypes of MAGA Republicans, and they've never been in a logical discussion. They're used to just spouting off talking points from Huffington Post or CNN or something. All right, let's take one. Let's see here. Let me take one more call, Steve, and then we got to break again because we took that last break late. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Good morning, caller. All right. Once, twice. Okay. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Talking to me?
Sounds like you.
Okay. Yeah. So I'd like to run through some things on immigration. You said Melania Trump came through on, it's like if you have a family member or you get married or whatever, you know that Melania's parents also immigrated to the United States.
Legally, yeah.
Through a policy that Trump actively tried to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it seems a little hip.
Well, Melania, not only, Melania came to America with nothing but her hot looks. And she became a self-made millionaire before she even met President Trump. She was a millionaire the day she met President Trump, self-made. She came here she got a legal work visa. And at one point not everyone is as enlightened as you. Let me share with people in the audience what happened. You know everything, so I'm telling people that don't know everything like you, okay? Melania, in fact, when she had her legal work permits, they expired. She flew back to Europe, renewed her. She became a naturalized U.S. citizen through a legal process. She brought her parents here through a legal process. We don't. President Trump doesn't oppose legal.
Her parents came here. Trump is trying to get rid of that.
Well, Trump's not trying to get rid of anything because he's not the president today.
People for coming here illegally, but then actively try to make the legal process to come here harder, and you're like, just go through the process, That's just getting rid of, all.
Okay, now listen, President Trump, I love these liberals, Steve. They don't want to, it's like talking to a telemarketer. President Trump does not oppose legal immigration. What we oppose is this. Okay. What he opposes. Oh my goodness, Steve. I know, college professor. What he opposes is somebody walking across the border with children who may or may not be their own and saying, "I'm here," and they get all of their documents together. My mother-in-law is a legal immigrant to the United States from Canada. She went through a multi-year process. She married an American, had children, and still was not a citizen, and went through a whole process to become a United States. She didn't just walk in from Canada and she got handed everything like's happening at the southern border. There's a legal process.
I understand that, but what I'm telling you is that the legal process of immigration, Trump was actively trying to make it harder to legally immigrate here as well.
Okay.
The natural rate of unemployment, which was happening under Trump, falls below the natural rate. Then we get a situation where small businesses, earlier you were talking about how we have a labor shortage because... Oh,
and now we're getting into the academic classroom stuff. Listen, the unemployment rate in this country for blacks and excuse me, I'll let you get to your talking points in a minute, but you got to let me get a thought out. The unemployment rate for African Americans and Hispanics was at its lowest rate ever under President Trump. Okay, so I mean that's since the recording of such information.
But you do realize that the unemployment rate can be too low, right?
No, it can't be too. I got to move on, Steve, because we got a break. Okay, we're very late. 36 minutes after the hour, we'll be right back.
Paying an outrageous fortune for your tires.
Oh, academics.
And buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group.
Welcome. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, follow, like the video, share the video, tell all your friends. I know, unemployment can be too low. That's amazing.
Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, now while you and the listening audience are considering what the last caller said, you know that unemployment can be too low. It's very strange. I want to tell you guys about an incredible offer from the great Mike Lindell, the inventor of the MyPillow. See, this is an amazing thing. You know, Mike Lindell is spending millions and millions of dollars in his fight to support Trump while he's losing millions of dollars in sales because of the liberals throwing him out of all of these big box retailers. And he has two incredible specials going on right now, Steve. The lowest price ever on these items. And I'm going to tell you all about them right now because this is an amazing opportunity. Stand with Mike Lindell in his fight for Trump and MAGA. The premium MyPillow, the regular price of the MyPillow is $69.98. But when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, just $29.98. The lowest price ever on the MyPillow. In fact, my wife and I, we bought a few extras of these doing Christmas shopping in June because these prices are for a limited time. And MyPillows make great Christmas gifts. And this next deal, Steve, this is amazing. Listen to this. The MyPillow towel set, regular price, $109.99. With the promo code KANE at checkout at mypillow.com, K-A-N-E, just $44.98. That's $44.98. I know, and they come in, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 different colors the towels come in. Any special you see at mypillow.com, you can take advantage of with the promo code KANE. But these two, this is for a limited time. MyPillow, $29.98. MyPillow towel set, $44.98 with the promo code KANE at checkout. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, there's one opening on the board at 1-888-GO-KANE. 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Steve and Brian. It's Juan from Coral Springs.
Hey, Juan.
Yeah, hey, listen, to piggyback off with that that second last caller about why doctors here are better, we have an option here, the private, and there's also the government. But there's also people that just don't have insurance. They don't even care about getting Medicaid or Medicare. But the reason why the best health care is absolutely right. You know, there's a private sector here, and that's what makes...
You know, I don't have health insurance because of Obamacare. You know, and I'm self-insured. And I went to the doctor this week. You know how I paid for it, Juan? Went to the doctor this week.
You know, and that's
well, how do you think I paid for it? I went to the doctor this week. How did I pay for it?
You probably paid cash.
That's right. I paid for it with my own money, just like I bought my prescriptions with my own money. Yeah.
That subsidizes the government sector, which is the tremendous cost.
Well, you know, what the fake car accident victim lying in bed was you know, when I was talking about doctors. Come on, Steve. You know, the best doctors are in America because we have a private... Like right now, sitting in front of me is one of the top physicians in South Florida, Dr. Mitch Matez, who brought hormone replacement pellet therapy to South Florida over 15 years ago, and he's in the private sector, and he's doing very, very well. You know, and you know, top doctors like Dr. Mitch Matez don't want to go work in Honduras.
Be the akin almost to having to take Medicaid or Medicare. You know, I mean, they only pay like 10 or 15 cents on the dollar for the service. But the other thing I wanted to point out is Putin. It's his job to know what's going on in this country, just like it was Trump's job to know what was going on over there. And but the only difference between this incompetent individual by the name of Biden is that Trump actually had teeth in how he responded to Putin and his ilk and Xi Jinping over there in China. And that and the establishment also did not help out Trump. The establishment is not for this country. And that's all I wanted to point out.
All right, Wayne. Or Juan, appreciate it. Good morning. You're on the radio. Good morning, caller. You're on the radio.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
What's up?
Oh, not much. Just hanging out. What's up with you?
What's up, Doc?
It sounds a little bad. What?
Huh? This is the world, man. This is the world we live in now. This is the next generation. This is the next generation that we got. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's try another one. Good morning. You're on the radio. I know it's scary, isn't it?
Hello?
It'll get better with time.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the radio. Good morning.
From West Virginia.
Hey, Sandra.
Hi. Hey, I called you guys before, and I'm a big supporter of Mike Lindell. And you know how he's talking about Trump's going to get back in August. He's got all these absolute videos going on.
In a dream world. Okay. What about Christmas? St. Nick? There's lots of things we believe in, but I looked at the clock. See, we got to take a break. We're way behind. It's 45 minutes after the hour. I have to. We got a break. It's time for the Gold Report. With the Gold Report. Okay, after this.
You covered AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM.
Oh, yeah, these are new ones I got. Yeah, these are new ones. Yeah.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. I just love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him.
Yeah, TikTok, I'll tell you guys. Yeah, I know, they're children.
Does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, go see him because he has the best prices around.
Yeah.
I'll give you the number, write it down. It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
Exactly. Oh, man.
We got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pomino Beach.
Did you know that 2 out of
Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show.
Any lab tests now of Boca Raton. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
This is Dr. Matez from the BioStation West Delray. The BioStation is America's premier age management solution due to the extensive array of options available. At the BioStation, we take your health seriously. Our men's health program is doctor supervised with multiple options to treat erectile dysfunction and low testosterone. Erectile dysfunction may be a sign of a more serious issue, and our medical team can help you get to the root cause. Let us help you get to the source of the issues that are holding you back from leading a fulfilling life. If any degree of erectile dysfunction is holding you back, call me immediately at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Oh, come on.
Hey guys, Brian Craig here.
Yeah, gotcha. Hold on.
One of our listeners called in on the air and told us about his experience with the My Pillow, My Slippers.
Brian, I have the My Pillow slippers,
Yeah.
and I have neuropathy. These are
Yeah.
fantastic
Yeah.
slippers.
Really? Which
But it's hard because
style do you have?
I had to play. I couldn't get him right there right away.
Yeah, inside, outside.
What is neuropathy and what are the symptoms?
Well, the nerves in your feet start going bad, and it affects your balance.
No, I said get Youngerman on the line. I was just calling him.
The My Pillow, My Slippers, which by the way, 40% off with the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, and it's helped with your neuropathy.
Yes, yes, it is. It's much. I have to wear slippers at home. I can't go barefoot or even with socks on.
Wow.
So I have to wear that. And I also have the My Pillow pillow and the My Pillow mattress
Yeah.
topper.
That mattress topper is unbelievable, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
My wife loves it.
Huh?
Oh, man. I know, they're all great. Yeah, I know. And by the way, when you use the promo code Kane and
Really?
check out, 40% off the My
That's the
Pillow
guy that
slippers, 30% off
attacked me on the
My
air.
Pillow mattress topper, and you get 2 free My Pillows with it. So it's
Yeah.
great. Well, that's awesome. Order your My Pillow, My Slippers.
Oh, okay.
With the promo code Kane at
Not the same guy. Hope.
mypillow.com or call 1-800.
What's on his real name?
4879. 1-800-716.
Yeah.
4879. Promo code Kane. K-A-N.
Yeah. All right, we're coming back. Let's see.
All right, time now for the Gold Report. Each day at this time on the Steve Kane Show, we hear from William Youngerman, who I must tell you is one of the world's leading experts when it comes to the precious metals. He has been advising clients on trends and movements in the gold and silver markets over 50 years. He knows his stuff, and if you have not yet found out about the joys of investing in the precious metals, well, William is the man you want to talk to. William, how's it looking today?
Looking very stable. Still hanging around that $1,855 number, which we found to be a very strong support area. 1850 to 1850 to 1900 has been our trading range for quite a while. Gold is building a very strong base around here. Yesterday we saw gold down $7.20 at $1,858.70. Silver closed down 17 cents at $27.66 the ounce, while platinum was down $12 at $11.49 and palladium was up $11 at $2,694. The dollar continues to be somewhat strong. The index well above the 90 number. Oil is way over $72 a barrel now. Very inflationary going forward. Gold this morning down $2.70 at $1,856 the ounce. Silver up 15 cents at $27.80. Platinum down $9 at $11.40, and palladium up $8 at $2,702 the ounce. Bitcoin hanging around $39,000, down about $1,000 today, and that's pretty much where we are. Gold, like I say, building a good base. Anything around this 1850 number is a great buying opportunity, I believe, for gold.
Yeah.
Opportunity to get Dad a great gift on Father's Day. Plenty of tell them about it, William. Tell them what they got over there for Father's Day.
All kinds of wonderful jewelry that fathers can have, or a real treat of some historical items that, or very beautiful items of gold, silver, platinum, and collectibles that we have that you can give to somebody and they'll enjoy owning for the rest of their lives and passing it on even to their heirs. So look for something.
And if you have any collectibles or anything made of the metals yourself that you would like to turn into cash or have appraised or maybe turn into a coin or something, stop in as well and get it appraised over at William Youngerman. They're open weekdays at 10 a.m., located right here in Boca Raton. The address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca. The website, williamyoungerman.com, and you can call 800-327-5010. 800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow. All right, take care. We got time for maybe one or two more calls, Steve, and then, all right. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good. So I'm doing great, thanks. It's Jim from New York. I got to tell you, this TikTok audience, this TikTok audience you have is entertaining, Brian.
Yes.
These beta males calling in.
With their skinny pants on, yeah.
Vegans, exactly. And then once you present facts to them and they can't articulate it, I got to say, this has been very entertaining.
But I'll tell you what, though, when you talk to the different generations of liberals, I remember the Roosevelt Democrats, they're mostly gone now, and then you got the 60s, and now you got these snowflakes. One thing is consistent among all liberals throughout time. You know what that is, caller? They all have one thing in common. Well, yeah, that's a vague. No, they all have one thing in common. The F word apparently never goes out of style with Democrats.
Right.
Right?
It's either a lifeboat. It's right. It's either a life preserver or they just have no tact. It's one of the two. They can really use some hormone therapy from Dr. Matez because they're all fake.
Oh, I know. I guess it's the soy milk, I think, is what it is. What do you think, Dr. Matez?
I don't think we should be.
Yeah, soy milk is filled with estrogen. That's what Dr. Matez just told me.
I don't think we should be so rough on our new listeners. It takes them time to get into the rhythm of things, and I'm sure the more they call over the next week or two or three.
Nah. Yes. And manly. I tell you, there is no better time to be a young single man because the pickings for the girls among the male population in their 20s and 30s is pretty pathetic these days. This is the time. If you're a single heterosexual guy in your 20s or 30s, you've got free range. You've got the pick of pretty much any woman out there these days. Hey, Jim, are you in New York now? What's it like now? It's open up there.
It's open, but who wants to go into the city to a show or anything? It's like it's like the 70s.
Hello.
It's just crime-ridden. It's you don't want to go to the city and do anything.
Yeah, they've reopened Broadway, haven't they?
To go anywhere in the city, whether it's a show or down to Little Italy or whatever the case may be.
It's just not safe.
It's not safe. Riding the subway, you're taking your life in your hands. Steve, it's just like it's like going back to the 70s again. It's ridiculous.
Let me ask you, isn't it worse? Well, let me ask you this. Isn't it worse than the 70s? Because at least in the 70s, crime was high, but people feared the cops. Now there's no fear of the cops.
No, you have a great point, right?
I mean, I would not mess around with a New York cop in the 70s. They'll give you a tune-up, man. They catch you.
No, you get tuned up. Right, they get tuned up, but now these cops, and I don't blame them, they just want to get out of there and get the retirement and see you later.
I know. Hey, listen, Jim in New York, take care. Richard Pearl, the host of Richard Pearl on Politics on our radio stations weekdays at noon. Hey, Richard Pearl.
Hi, good morning. I'm watching. Is a lie.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, the questions would be, the Russian questions would be scripted by Putin. Yeah. Yeah. For free journalism, you have to go to Russia now. That's pretty scary, isn't it?
That six of the six corporations that control 90% of media in this country, 4 of them are controlled by 3 corporations, investor groups. One is BlackRock, one is Vanguard, the other is State Street. Unless we break up those 3 companies and the people who own them, unless we break them up, you will never have honest media in this country, because you got to break up the people who control the corporations that control what we hear and believe. There's so much disinformation, so many lies. We even saw on Tucker Carlson last night where he was able to produce some evidence that the FBI was the instigators.
Mm-hmm. Scary. Yes. That's right. Now, time is short, Richard Pearl. So for honest media, there's basically two places to go. The Steve Kane Show, and then, of course, High Noon, Richard Pearl on politics on our radio station, Monday through Friday, Richard Pearl on politics. His store, Simply Natural, located in Sunrise, just north of Sunset Strip, on the east side of University Drive, open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. The number over there, 954-741-4045, 954-741-4045. Richard Pearl, have a great show. We'll talk tomorrow. All right, you want to sign us off, Steve? We have just enough time. No more calls. Yes. And me. Oh, I lost you, Steve.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Palmetto Beach.
All right, guys, take care. I'll see you later.